Hitter tonight between Atlantic and the Red Oak Tigers. The girls game will start first, and we're going to catch also a special presentation to Peyton Harder, the senior who surpassed Haley Rasmussen's all-time career scoring record. Haley had 1,259, and Peyton Harder last Friday night scored her 1,261 career point. We'll have that presentation coming up here in just a little bit. Broadcast brought to you by Olson's Outdoor Power, First Whitney Bank, Body Basic, The Seed Pro, 2nd Street Auto, Cass Health, Outfitters Plus Outlet Store, the Super Bowl, Swida, Stein Seed, Hy-Vee, Atlantic Ag and Auto, Rolling Hills Bank and Trust, Greg Young, Automotive Group in Atlantic, Olson's BP, and Oak Point Wealth Management. Aaron Friend with Oak Point Wealth Management, located inside Schneider Associates in Atlantic. And our live video stream, WesternIowaToday.com, is powered by Nishnet. Tom Robinson with you alongside Cody Weaver. Cody will join us here in just a little bit. But first, we're going to hear from Atlantic head coach Dan Vargason. Our coaches show is brought to you by McAtee Tire. McAtee Tire and Service, your headquarters for all your automotive repairs, and Goodyear Tires at 100 West 2nd Street in Atlantic. We'll hear from Coach Varg right after this from McAtee Tire.
Good coaches know their players' strengths and weaknesses. They watch, evaluate, and come up with a game plan to make their team better. Like a good coach, when you bring your vehicle to McAtee Tire, they listen to your concerns and give clear explanations on how they can help. They come up with a game plan to get your vehicle performing at its best. From tires to oil changes, brakes, engine repair, and more, McAtee Tire can assist in all your vehicle needs and help you feel prepared for all the competitions ahead. McAtee Tire and Service, where their game-winning service is always a slam dunk.
14 games into the season. Welcome to the pregame show and our coaches show with Atlantic head girls basketball coach Dan Vargas. Brought to you by McAtee Tire. Atlantic 9-5 coming into this one. Red Oak is winless at 0-12. And Coach, thanks for joining us here. We're getting down to the last part of the season, quarter of the season here. And let's talk about the Atlantic basketball team right now. 9 wins, surpassing a year ago already. I mean, what can you say about your team at this point?
Yeah, definitely playing better basketball than last year, which is always your goal when you return. Pretty much everybody from your roster, you want to see better basketball, and we've done that. We've cut the turnovers down from where we were. Can obviously still improve on that, but been very happy with that. Move the ball much better. Press break significantly better. And then, right now we just got to work on getting the 3 ball and the perimeter play to improve a little bit more. But very happy with the inside game, press break, moving the ball, and then how we get along as a team. I feel like the locker room's a good place to be, and things are going well on that side as well.
Coach Vargas, and anything that maybe surprised you about this team up to this point?
Well, I'd say the biggest thing is just our ability to get the ball inside. I knew we would be able to get the ball in a little bit, but, the way that we've been able to do it consistently has been very good. With the exception of the Harlan game, we've been able to score. Even when teams know we want to get the ball inside, it's one thing when teams know it. It's another thing to be able to do it. It's like being able to in football call a run play. The other team knows you're going to do it. They stack the box and you still do it. We've had teams that know we're going inside. They pack everybody in. We still throw the ball in and score it. It's just been really impressive. And then, rebounding. We've had years where we've struggled with rebounding. We're not necessarily a tall team. We've got some tall players, but you go to our guards and wings, and we're not as tall. But we have good effort. We go find the ball, and out of a zone, it can be a challenge to rebound. People don't always know that when you're in a zone, you don't always have people where you're at. People overload you, and you have to do some work to do it, and we're doing a great job going and finding the ball.
Averaging 30.8 rebounds a game, almost 31 rebounds a contest. Pretty impressive there. Another thing that's impressive is, I think this is, you coached Haley Rasmussen, who set the all-time career scoring record of, and then on Friday night, Peyton Harder. She has surpassed that with her effort as well. I mean, what can you say about, let's talk about Peyton. I mean, she has surpassed that scoring record. And I know she mentioned, it takes a lot of practice, but what can you say about Peyton Harder?
Yeah, well, she's put in that work, in the seasons and such, really scoring in the paint and getting a lot of putbacks, and she's done it with rebounding as well as just scoring. She's able to get good post position. She can score from the perimeter, so she does it at multiple levels. She's also scored in transition. She can put the ball on the floor, and for someone with her size, that's not always the case. So she's able to score in multiple different ways. But the other thing is, becoming the all-time leading rebounder, passing Catherine Leonard's rebounding record. When you're getting rebounds and offensive rebounds and putbacks, that helps. And then she shoots 84% from the free throw line. So when you get fouled a lot and you're able to go knock it down from the line, that's helpful as well. So, great kid, really coachable, and not a kid who wants those types of awards. She doesn't think about that stuff. She doesn't really care. She just wants to go out and play basketball. But she's averaging 16.5 points and 11.5 rebounds, but then she's also averaging 2.5 assists. So it's not like she just catches and shoots everything. We actually had a conversation after the Harlan game that she doesn't shoot enough. She only shot the ball like 6 times at Harlan and had 14 points. So she's incredibly efficient. She's shooting almost 70% from the field. She's just not shooting enough for our liking. So you have a selfless player and someone who we want to see shoot the ball more even, which is crazy for an all-time leading scorer. You have to force a kid to shoot the ball. That's not common.
She's also has 38 steals in the season, tied with Lila Wiederstein for the lead there. Well, you face a Red Oak basketball team, 0-12 coming in, Coach, and talk about how you approach this one here tonight.
Yeah, we want to go in and, we want to play good defense. They're only averaging 29 points a game, and you don't want to go into a game ever assuming anything. We got to go in and we got to defend. We got to defend hard, and then we've got to get the ball inside. Again, it's a game where we've identified that we have a post advantage, so we expect them to try to take that away, but we got to make it happen. We got to get the ball inside, and then defensively we have to crank it up and force turnovers. They average 20 a game, so we got to not only create them but then turn them into points. So we just got to come in and take care of business, not come in and assume anything. When you do, bad things happen. So, if you walk into a game and expect something, that's when you find yourself in a bad situation. You and I have talked last year. We took this team pretty early on and beat them up pretty good at home, and then we went to their place and it was the opposite. In the first quarter we were losing, so we went up 40 on a team, and then the next game we played them and they were up 3 or 4 on us at the end of the first quarter, and it took us a little bit into the second to take the lead. So that's a 50-point swing from playing them 3 weeks apart, going through the motions and things like that. So we want to come out, we want to be sharp, we want to take care of business, and we want to play offensively, defensively, really aggressive. Don't take anything for granted and come play clean basketball.
Excellent. Coach Ferguson, thank you very much. Appreciate you. You have a great game, and we'll talk to you afterwards.
Sounds good. Thank you very much.
This is the McAtee Tower Coaches Show with Atlantic Head Girls basketball coach Dan Vargas. And we'll be back with the starters and the First Whitney Bank opening tip-off right after these.
Olson's Outdoor Power is your one-stop service and equipment shop for all things outdoor. We sell the best power sports products in the business, from Polaris, Can-Am, Sea-Doo, and Ski-Doo, trailers to tackle any job from H&H, Triton, and Wilson, and we continue to lead the way in lawn and garden equipment with great products from Exmark, Dixie Chopper, Husqvarna, Cub Cadet, Steel, and Echo. Add factory-trained technicians in 2 locations, and it's easy to see why Olson's Outdoor Power is the leader in all things outdoor. Olson's Outdoor Power, your one-stop service and equipment shop with locations in Atlantic and Carroll.
Game-winning service is always a slam dunk.
Now, back to Atlantic Trojan basketball on KS 95.7.
Welcome back to Atlantic. It's Tom Robinson alongside Cody Weaver. The Trojans 9-5 on the season, 2-2 in the conference, 6-2 at home, 3-3 on the road. And for Red Oak, 0-12, looking for their first win of the year here on the year, Cody Weaver. And well, we're down about the last quarter of the season as this game number 15 for the Trojans, and a team that's improved throughout the season.
Yeah, they were, defensively, they've been solid all year. And shooting-wise, you've seen them do it from the outside and the inside. So it sounds like tonight they're going to try to work on that post. They feel like they've got an advantage there. And height-wise, it looks like they're going to be. But, Coach Vargason talked about the 2 meetings last year and how there was a change. So we'll see how they come out here to start this first quarter. You
bet. The Tigers haven't won a game, but you got to come out and play. You never know. Yeah, they really that was a game where we had everybody here, right? They had the students and they filled the gymnasium. It was an afternoon game, a matinee, and Atlantic girls just got off to a tremendous start and won big. Then they went to Red Oak, and it was a challenge for the Trojans the second time around. They did come up with a win, but certainly a challenge. Well, before we get started here, we're going to have a special presentation with Atlantic senior Peyton Harder and her families here. Peyton went and surpassed a huge milestone last Friday night at Harlan. She needed 13 points to break the all-time career scoring record for Atlantic girls basketball here in Atlantic. Haley Rasmussen, who is starring at Simpson College right now, had the old record of 1,259 points. And Peyton Harder scored 14 points, and that pushed her over the 1,261 points for Peyton. She did 13 to break it. She had 14 in the game at Harlan. So we're going to have a special presentation with Peyton here, and we welcome you to our broadcast here on 95.7 FM, and also our live video stream. You can go to westerniowatoday.com, KS957, and we're on that, and also on YouTube as well. So Peyton Harder will be introduced here, number 20, as you see her and her family heading out to the center fort. And what a milestone for Peyton. We'll try to tune in to Andy Mitchell, the athletic director.
Scored her 1,260th career point for Atlantic in the varsity girls game, eclipsing the 5-on-5 career scoring leader, Haley Rasmussen. Peyton now stands at 1,261 points for her career for varsity basketball here at Atlantic High School. We all know this is quite the accomplishment. But it's not the only career record that Peyton has. Earlier this season, she also broke Catherine Leonard's 5-on-5 career rebounding record of 715. Peyton now sits with career 838 varsity rebounds. Holding one school record is impressive, two is amazing. On the floor tonight with Peyton are her parents, Preston and Amanda, along with her siblings. Let's give a big round of applause to Peyton Harder on her great accomplishments.
Peyton's parents, Preston and Amanda, there with her, and of course her two sisters and brother also. So congrats to the Peyton Harder family, and they all share in that, Cody Weaver. Anytime you reach a milestone like that, that's a big deal. So congrats to Peyton. She enters a contest tonight with over 830 rebounds here this season, and so she's really done it all.
She's been a good leader for everybody, and she goes hard whether she's on offense or defense, and it's an accomplishment to have both of those records. And like you said, it takes the family and the community and all the coaches that have helped her throughout her whole career to make that happen. And it also takes her drive.
You bet. She talked about it the Friday night after she broke the record. We did have a chance to interview her. And it takes more than just showing up in November. It takes a lot of shooting, a lot of shots at the hoop. There's no doubt about it. Starting lineups look like this for Red Oak. Keely Jones, a 5'8 sophomore, will start at the guard. Also, Muriel Ramirez, a 5'7 sophomore. Natalie Johnson, a 5'9 senior. And Emily Siebenecker will get a start for the Tigers as well. And Ellison Johnson, a 5'8 junior. Three Johnsons on the team. And Natalie wears number 3, Ellison 22, and Ella 33. So we'll try to keep them straight for you here this evening. Red Oak in their black uniforms and orange numbers. They're coached by Tristan Johnson and assisted by Carter Bruce and Dale French. Head coach for Atlantic, Dan Vargason, assisted by Matt Best, Katie Christensen, and also Shelby McCready, the JV coach. No JV girls game here this evening. JV boys was a close one. Red Oak just edged Atlantic in that JV game. It was a good one. Trojans had a chance at the end. Had a free throw to tie. Just missed the free throw. And that was it. Red Oak wins that one. Yeah, almost in overtime.
51-50. And Red Oak had probably close to a 10-point lead, with about a minute and a half left. And Atlantic really closed it up.
For Atlantic, they're averaging almost 54 points a game, right at 53, shooting 68% for the free throw line. They're 138 of 201, 28% from behind the arc, and 43% from the field. And Red Oak averaging 23 points a game coming into this contest. 54% free throw shooting. They shoot 24% from behind the three-point line and 21% from the field here this evening. So McKenna Schrader, a 5'5 junior, and a guard. Zoe Kirchhoff, a 5'5 junior. Lila Wiederstein, a 5'6 junior. Peyton Harder, a 5'11 senior. And Katrina Williams, a 5'11 junior, will start for Atlantic. Hart and Williams will be inside. They've had the bulk of the scoring so far this season. We're going to have our national anthem. We're going to keep it right here. Then we'll have our first Whitney Bank opening tip-off. We'll keep it here for our national anthem with the Atlantic Color Guard, Legion Color Guard at center court. The first Whitney Bank opening tip-off is coming up here from Atlantic.
First Whitney Bank is the longest-standing locally owned bank in Atlantic, and as such, we take pride in how we serve our community. For generations, we have been involved with our customers and their families by getting involved in community events and by supporting technology and teaching financial literacy in our schools. You'll also see our support of athletics on the scoreboards at home events. It's this involvement that allows us to know our customers and their families for generations. First Whitney Bank, the only bank you'll ever need. Member FDIC.
Welcome back to Atlantic. Here we go. The Trojans in their home white with the black numbers and gold trim taking on the Red Oak Tigers here tonight in Hawkeye 10 conference basketball action. Peyton Harder will jump it up for Atlantic. The Trojans moving right to left on your radio and on your screen as well. And the Tigers moving left to right. So here we go. Three-man crew. Natalie Johnson, the 5'9 senior, or sophomore, will jump it up for the Tigers. Again, head coach Tristan Johnson. Here's the tip. Harder controls. Pass ahead to McKenna Schrader. Down to Wiederstein. Layup. God, boy, good ball, but right out of the gate.
Yeah, good passes there. Wiederstein was open on that left side, and nice pass.
Atlantic up 2-0. They put on a full court press. Siebenecker with a basketball for the Tigers. Red Oak will get the ball still in the backcourt. Now they get it across Johnson. There's 10. Good defense by Atlantic. Ellison Johnson just missed getting the ball across the half-court line. Turnover number 1 for Red Oak. Atlanta gets the ball back with a 2-0 lead on the Steve Pro scoreboard. Pass to Schrader left wing. Baseline, Kirchhoff looks inside. A couple of bounces into Harder. She's got a shot. She's going to drive, and she tried to be unselfish and throw it across to Williams and cost the Trojans a turnover back to Red Oak the other way. She had a shot in the middle of the lane.
And Williams was a little bit more under the bucket, but yeah, she had her opportunity there, and like you said, unselfish and with the assist there, and just threw it out of bounds.
Johnson ahead to Keely Jones. He'll go baseline. Johnson inside, and she loses the handle. Ball loose, picked up by Williams. Turnover Red Oak. Wiederstein on the run. Down the left side, and she throws a harder layup up, and it is good. And 1 for Atlantic.
That was almost a roll pass. She did a good job picking that up as she went up for it. Strong enough. She got the bucket and the foul.
So Harder, who is shooting over 80% from the stripe, gets the free throw. Peyton Harder, averaging 16 a game, gets the three-point play for Atlantic, and the Trojans have 5-0 on the C-Pro scoreboard. Tigers in the front court. On the handle is Ellison Johnson, and she's guarded by Wiederstein, and now the Trojans almost force another turnover. Red Oak gets it back near side. Siebenecker. She works high and right. To a baseline to Johnson. Natalie Johnson back to Siebenecker. She'll drive inside. Williams cuts her off. Runner no. Rebound Wiederstein for Atlantic with 6:44 on the clock of the first. Trojans up 5-0 with the Seed Pro School Board. They work to the front. Kirchhoff left side of Wiederstein. Red Oak is in a zone. Skip past Schrader. She'll drive, stop, pop, no. Rebound Williams. Put back is no good. Williams again gets the board. Offhand shot, no. And the ball back to Williams. And she can't quite get it in. Johnson with a steal for Red Oak. Here come the Tigers to the front. Atlantic up 5-0. Baseline Siebenecker for Red Oak. Giving it go to Johnson. And a steal by Kirchhoff. Atlantic with numbers. Right to left. Kirchhoff down to Schrader. Layup up, and it is no good. A foul called on Red Oak. Another two-shot foul for Atlantic with 6:08 to play first quarter. In that Trojan defense, that 1-2 hallmark zone they played all year long is effective here early, Cody.
Yeah, and I mean, you know, for Red Oak, it's going to be a hustle, and those girls from Red Oak have to be in phenomenal condition. You know, there's only two girls on the bench that can come in, and so these girls are going to be playing the whole game.
Schrader's first free throw is good. Second one in flight, and it is money. Atlantic up 7-0, and Schrader with both free throws, 3 for 3 for the line is Atlantic, and a steal by Schrader. She hits the deck, and it's going to be Red Oaks basketball. 6:03 to go here, first quarter. Atlantic off to a huge lead, or huge start here, 7-0 early on. Harder with 3, Schrader 2, and Wiederstein 2. Keely Jones to Johnson. Natalie Johnson across the timeline, and she'll fire a triple. No good. Rebound Kirchhoff for Atlantic. Here come the Trojans. 5:50 to go, first quarter. Kirchhoff dish right. Wiederstein. Baseline, Kirchhoff, skip pass out top Schrader. She feels it, she'll fire it. A high arc and 3, no. Rebound Siebenecker, and a foul called on Williams for Atlantic at the 5:39 mark to play first quarter. So the Tigers will have the basketball. Ellison to Johnson. The 5'8 junior will throw it in. 3 Johnsons on this Tiger team.
And a coach.
And the coach, Tristan. Pass to Keely Jones, high and right, baseline to Natalie Johnson, tipped out by hustling Williams on defense. Tigers will have it to near sideline, 5.5 to go here, first quarter. Ella Johnson wears 33. Ellison Johnson wears 22. Natalie Johnson wears 3, and she handles the ball low. They'll kick out top. Ellison Johnson on the drive, and the ball almost taken away. We got a jump ball. Wiederstein was able to wrap her up cleanly. And it's going to be Red Oaks ball via the arrow. Ellison Johnson, the 5'8 junior, will throw it in for the Tigers near side. Out top to Keely Jones, the point guard. Jones got it by Schrader, kick near side to Ellison. Ellison Johnson bounce off her foot to Siebenecker. Siebenecker driving, splits the D, stops, fires, no. Rebound inside Williams for Atlantic, and the Trojans have the ball back the other way, right to left. Williams has been solid all year. And she picks up the board for the Trojans. Skip past Schrader. Now Wiederstein left wing. Inside to Harder. Down to Williams. Layup up. Good.
Yeah, she was wide open in there. Good job by Harder seeing that gap there and filling it in there, and easy bucket.
9-0 Atlantic. And you're right, Cody. That was a great look by Harder. Wiederstein almost gets the steal and knocks out of bounds for Atlantic. That 1-2 zone is tough. Tigers scoreless here in the first quarter so far, 4:36 left in the stanza. And Atlantic, great defense here early on. The ball ricochets off Williams. Muriel Ramirez handles it. Tigers have it. They'll throw it in. Keely Jones will trigger left side of the basket. 4:32 to go, first quarter. Atlantic up 9-0. Siebenecker, baseline. Jones for 3. Can't get it to go. Harder tips it to herself. Nice rebound. Kick out to Kirchhoff. She'll bring it across the timeline, right to left for Atlantic. And almost double dribbles. Able to pick it up clean. Wiederstein, left wing. A zone defense. Here's Kirchhoff for a triple. Can't get it. Rebound pulled down by Siebenecker for the Tigers. Red Oak to the front court. You're in the 4-minute mark to go, first quarter. Atlantic up 9-0. And Coach Tristan Johnson wants to call a timeout, forced to call a timeout because time was running out on him in the backcourt. We'll take it with him. We're back in 30 seconds, so 95.7 FM, and our live video stream, westerniowatoday.com.
Have you ever heard the saying, people spend their life building wealth and neglecting their health, only to wish they could trade their wealth for better health at the end? This is Dr. Fritz Beyer, and it has now been over 30 years since my first chiropractic adjustment. I still get asked, do you get adjusted? Absolutely. I try to get adjusted at least once a month. I'm 47 now and still try to stay as active as ever. While I do get a few more aches and pains than when I was younger, it feels great to be able to step on the mat and help kids learning to wrestle. Chiropractic has helped me feel young enough to do it. If staying active is part of your future plans, call 254-BODY to get your body back to the basics.
Welcome back. A timeout to Coach Johnson for the Tigers. And Ellison Johnson brings it across the half-court line for Red Oak, guarded by Harder out top. Works the ball to Siebenecker left wing. She'll go left baseline. Siebenecker looks for a cutter. No one home. Atlantic with tight defense. And a jump ball called. Wiederstein got another hand on the pumpkin. With 3:49 to go here in this first quarter. Trojans 9-0 lead. Atlantic averaging 53 points a game. Kirchhoff across the timeline for the Trojans. On the left side of McKenna Schrader. Schrader back out top. It's a 2-3 zone by the Tigers. Kind of a matchup type zone. Atlantic called for 3 seconds. You don't see that much?
No, I think that's about the fourth or fifth time this whole year we've seen that. Not necessarily on Atlantic, but just in general.
Just in general, good point. Siebenecker takes the inbounds for Red Oak Tigers with a basketball. Pass to Keely Jones, the point guard for Red Oaks. He'll give it up, almost a steal, and a foul called on Wiederstein, an aggressive foul by Lila. 3:28 to go first quarter. Atlantic up 9-0. Peyton Harder with 3. Schrader 2. Wiederstein 2. Williams 2 for Atlantic. Tigers looking for their first bucket here in this first quarter. 9-0 on the Seed Pro scoreboard. Pass ahead. Ellison Johnson. She'll drive hard and she can't get it to go, and a foul called on Atlantic. And Johnson will be at the free throw line for 2. So nice attack by Johnson that time for Red Oak.
Yeah, we've seen her, drive in a couple times there. Other than that, they're just getting some real quick looks where they can take a shot. Not a lot of time to get their feet set and not a lot of time to get a good shot up.
Ellison Johnson, first free throw is no good. She's a 57% free throw shooter. Second free throw coming up for Ellison, averaging just a shy of 10 a game. Second free throw is spun up and it's no good. Rebound Harder for Atlantic. Trojans still pitching a shutout here early. Across the timeline, McLaren now the lineup for Atlantic. Kirchhoff high and right. Just over 3 minutes to go first quarter. Back to Kirchhoff. Swings it left to Schrader. Schrader holds the ball, guarded out top by Siebenecker, and the ball gets loose. And it's going to be Red Oaks ball. The turnover Atlantic. Yeah. Timeout. It looks like timeout, Coach Vargason.
Yeah, you have Lamp in there as well.
So timeout, Coach Varg, and we'll take it with him. We're back right after this.
At 2nd Street Auto, it's our mission to get you back on the road fast. And it all starts with free local towing. Once you're back at the shop, we talk you through your car repair with a free and fair estimate. We do everything in-house so you know who's working on your car. Our Hercules tires come with free road hazard repair, free rotation for the life of the tires, and a free alignment check. And nobody can beat our transmission rebuild and repair experts. Brakes, tune-ups, oil changes, preventative maintenance, and service work make 2nd Street your first stop.
Can help you pursue your now, back to Atlantic Trojan basketball.
Welcome back to Atlantic. Tigers will toss it in against that full court zone press by Atlantic. And Jones clears the half-court line, then throws it away. Kirchhoff with a steal for the Trojans. 3-on-2 break. Kirchhoff down the left side, runner up, good! Atlantic up 11-0. Kirchhoff with 2. Tigers with the basketball to the backcourt. Atlantic full court press. Johnson with it. Ellison Johnson. Back ahead of Siebenecker. She'll break the half-court line. Tigers the front. Siebenecker looked at the 3, pulled it down. On the drive, Johnson back out top to Keely Jones. She'll take it to the baseline. Back out top to Johnson. Double team kick out top, and a steal by Harder. Picked back up by the Tigers. Nice job by Mariel Ramirez. Back to Johnson, deep 3 off the mark. And the rebound comes off to Bryn Lamp, who's in there now, as Cody mentioned. And also Ramirez had a hand on it. And the Tigers have the arrow on the ball. 2:14 to go first quarter. The Seed Pro scoreboard. Atlantic up 11-0. Tigers to throw it in. She's got to get it There she does, almost a 5 count, and Ramirez knocks it out of bounds. Turnover, Red Oak, Atlantic back the other way.
Yeah, the pressure, by Atlantic, like you said, just in their face, and Red Oak's having a tough time with that, getting it across court, plus getting some open shots at all.
Kirchhoff, Schrader, right wing, handles the ball. Right baseline, Kirchhoff. Looking inside to Harder, now drives, stops, now Harder. We've got a whistle, a foul called on Red Oak. And that'll be 3 on the Tigers, 3 on Atlantic here in this first quarter, 2:01 remaining. 11-0 Atlantic on the Seed Pros scoreboard. And checking in is Ella Johnson, the 5'6" senior for the first time. And Keely Jones will take a seat for Red Oak. Kirchhoff will trigger from the left side of the basket for Atlantic. And she'll fire left side of Schrader for 3. No good off the heel. That ball is going to be a long rebound for Harder as she secures it for Atlantic. Harder, McKenna, Schrader, left baseline, McLaren into Harder. Short Jane, up and good.
Kind of looked like it was going to go off the right side there and went back up off the backboard, back in the hoop.
She just had a nice touch. A little soft jumper there, about 4 foot inside the block to get the bucket. Atlantic up 13-0. Tigers in the front court. Out top to Ellison Johnson, driving right side, up the glass. Good, and she's fouled. Tigers break the ice on the bucket. And Johnson gets the 2 for Red Oak, and it's 13-2 Atlantic on the Seed Pros scoreboard. Ellison Johnson back to the free throw line. She's over 2. 1:27 to play first quarter. Free throw in flight, and it is good. 3-point play for Ellison Johnson. Atlantic up 13-3 on the Seed Pros scoreboard, back of the front. Left side of McKenna Schrader. Left baseline to Kirchhoff. Skip pass out top McLaren. The sophomore holds up at the elbow and a whistle. A foul called on Red Oak. And that's for the Tigers here in this first stanza with 1:16 to go. Atlantic will trigger left side of the basket with a 13-3 lead on the Seed Pros scoreboard. Kirchhoff will throw it in for the Trojans. Finds a cutter. McKenna Schrader, right baseline. Into Harder. She'll finish. No good. Rebound Lamp for Atlantic. Tigers able to come up with it. Now a steal by McLaren. Batted back in the hands of Red Oak. So the Tigers get it back. Ellison Johnson in the backcourt on the dribble. Works towards the near sideline. Guarded by Schrader. Johnson in trouble. Gets it out of traffic ahead to Ramirez. Red Oak in the front court, and they lose the basketball to turnover. Trojans get the ball back. That was Anna Torres now in the lineup. Lost the ball to the dribble. Atlantic with the front. Kirchhoff right baseline. Into Harder, and a reach-in foul called on Ellison Johnson. That's 5 on Red Oak with 41 seconds to go in the first, so that'll put Harder back on the free throw line for Atlantic. The one person Red Oak does not want to put on the line. She's 46 of 55 this season. 83% free throw shooter, and she buries that one. Harder already 6 points, averaging 16.5 for the Trojans. Atlantic 9-5, 2-2 in conference play. Second free throw by the senior is in flight and in the bucket.
Yeah, you can kind of see by her motion, it's just natural for her, that 83% or whatever you said. She's just accurate right there from that free throw line.
I mean, just, yeah, effortless, nice free throw stroke. Another steal by Atlantic. Harder will bring it across the half-court line for the Trojans. High and right. Under a half a minute to go in the first quarter. Atlantic up 15-3. Score brought to you by the Seed Pros. Are by your side to maximize yields from the word go. Contact John Becker, Mark Van Tiger, Gary Dinkla, and Nick Knutson for your Pioneer seed needs. They're your Pioneer Pros. Kirchhoff dribbling near the emblem with 9 seconds. Kirchhoff right side of McLaren. Skip past Schrader. Fires a 3 at 4. No good, and a foul called on Ramirez with 3 seconds to go here in this first quarter. And it's going to be 3 free throws for Schrader.
She gets a shot there at 3, so she's going to have to earn it here the hard way.
Atlantic 5 for 5 shooting free throws the first quarter. Schrader's free throw good, 6 for 6. Schrader 3 for 3. 16-3 Atlantic with the lead. 3.5 seconds to go in the first. Second free throw, good. 17-3 Atlantic. Schrader 4 for 4 for the line. Her third and final free shot is up and no good. And the rebound comes off the Tigers. Harder with the steal. She'll lay it up at the buzzer. Good! Atlantic 19-3 after one. A steal by Harder. and she laid it off the window and in, and the Trojans up by 16 after 1 quarter play. Back in 60 seconds.
At Outfitters Plus in Atlantic, you'll find all the latest in custom apparel and headwear. Head to Outfitters and work with the design pros to make your customized tees, team apparel, and personalized swag for your business a reality. Whether it's fan apparel for your high school or youth sports teams, your business, or you just want to make something your own, you'll have everyone saying, "Where'd you get that?" Don't forget, Outfitters will also add your group store online to make ordering a breeze. Get personalized at Outfitters Plus Outlet Store in Atlantic. Stop by today.
The Super Bowl in Atlantic is a great place to have your next celebration. Birthday parties, family outings, date nights, or just hanging out with friends. The Super Bowl is the place to be. With Glow Bowling on Friday and Saturday nights, and ramps and bumpers for the kids, anyone can have a blast at the Super Bowl. Call Dan today at 243-4656 to reserve your lane and get ready for fun.
Now, back to Atlantic Trojan basketball on KS 95.7 and live streamed at westerniowatoday.com.
Atlantic off to a big start here early on as they lead 19-3. Cody Weaver and the defense have been suffocating here in the first quarter.
Yeah, I mean, in the offense, in the last 3.5 seconds there, they scored 5 points. So they got, she was fouled shooting a 3, made 2 of those, I guess, and then Harder tipped that off and was able to get the rebound and put it back out.
Wiederstein tried a shot, Harder rebound, her putback is missed. Williams will finish. She got a board for Atlantic, and she gets the 2 for the Trojans. Williams with 4. Atlantic up 21-3 on the Seed Pros scoreboard. Here comes Red Oak to the front court. Johnson gets it out of the trap to Keely Jones. High left to Ramirez. Back out top to Ellison Johnson. She'll drive, layup, no, foul Atlantic. 7:27 to go first half of the Seed Pros scoreboard. And Peyton Harder leads all scorers with 9 points here in the first half. And that gives her 1,270 career points. Jones for 3, no. Wiederstein, nice rebound for Atlantic. And the junior gets it off to Kirchhoff. Will bring it across the half-court line for the Trojans. Atlantic will be at Trainer on Thursday night for a non-conference game against a really good Trainer team. Inside Williams, layup good.
Yeah, they talked about working that post, and so far, with the height advantage there, Harder and Williams both, they're easy to pass inside there.
Siebenecker handles for Red Oak. Atlantic up 23-3. Siebenecker for 3 off the mark. Rebound Williams for Atlantic. Out to Kirchhoff. Trojans yet to hit a 3, Cody, and like you mentioned, all inside. And if that's working, you just keep on going. Out to Kirchhoff, into Harder, batted away by Johnson, out of bounds, far side. Atlantic will throw it in. So Harder with 9, Williams 6 for Atlantic to lead the way. Kirchhoff takes the inbounds, top of the circle. Bounce pass to Schrader, left wing. Skip pass, Wiederstein. Works to the right side, through the Harder and threw it away. Ramirez steal for Red Oak, and she'll bring it across the half-court line. Under 6.5 to go first half. Ramirez down low, wide open, layup good. Johnson was there. Natalie Johnson gets the deuce. 23-5. Trojans with the lead of the Seed Pros scoreboard in the bowl. Atlantic front court possession. Harder, top of the circle for the Trojans. Loops it over to Kirchhoff, high and left. Back out top to Schrader. Schrader inside. Wiederstein finds Williams. Layup good.
Yeah, Williams is wide open there. Nice bounce pass by Wiederstein.
Williams with 8 to 25-5 Atlantic. Under 6 to play, second quarter. Johnson tight ropes to the near sideline. Gets it back out top. Siebenecker, Keely Jones, Muriel Ramirez for 3. Good! Ramirez buries the triple for the Tigers. Red Oak starting to find a little offense here. 25-8 Atlantic with the lead. Trojans have the ball in the front court. Out top to McKinnon Schrader. High and right to Kirchhoff. Kirchhoff on the bounce. Drives in. Runner up. Good. Kirchhoff with the bucket for Atlantic. She has 4. 27-8 Atlantic of the Seed Pros scoreboard. In that 1-2-2 zone, full court press. Tigers break it nicely this time. Johnson in the trap, and a jump ball is travels called on Ellison Johnson.
She had hold of the ball. Wiederstein had a hold of it, and Wiederstein's like, "Oh, doesn't mean pull you a couple steps here."
Well, you gotta love Lila Wiederstein. I mean, she is all over the place. She's got a ton of energy. Whenever you see the ball, you see Wiederstein, high post straighter, and she whips it down to Williams and throws it away. Looking at Wiederstein, she leads the team along with Harder with steals coming in with 36 steals. She leads the squad, Harder with 25. Johnson across the timeline over to Keely Jones. Under 5 to play second quarter. Ramirez, Jones, Siebenecker high and right. Trying to find a seam to slither into. Now she turns and shoots off the glass. No Harder. Gathers up the rebound for Atlantic. Here come the Trojans to the front. 4:37 to go. First half. Atlantic up 27-8 to the Seed Pros scoreboard. Harder top of the circle. Directs the pass right side of Wiederstein. Back out to Kirchhoff. Kirchhoff holds the ball high and left. Now McKenna Schrader. She'll swing it right to Harder. 4:20 to go. First half. Harder out top to Kirchhoff. Kirchhoff on the drive. The ball knocked away. Stolen away by the Tigers. Ramirez trapped. No look pass to Ellison. Johnson across the half-court line. A high dribble to get her to the front. Back to Jones. Skip pass. Ramirez from the elbow. Fires. It is no good. Kirchhoff rebound for Atlantic.
They have around the rim there and came
Close.
back out.
Kirchhoff to Schrader, under 4 to play, second quarter. Baseline to Kirchhoff. Atlantic into Williams. Cross to Harder. Layup good.
Yeah, Red Oak just doesn't have enough girls inside there. They're trying to take that inside away and make Atlantic shoot from the outside, and so far they've not been successful with that. And on the backside, somebody's been open.
Harder with 11. Siebenecker tried a long-range bomb, but took a few too many steps. And it's going to be Atlantic's ball back to the way. You're right. And lots of times they go high-low. Harder may take the pass, the high block, and find Williams down low. It's really fun to watch. And that offensive end. Bryn Lamp is in. Harder, Schrader, Wiederstein. Now McLaren back in for Atlantic. Kirchhoff and Williams get a break. At the 3:29 mark to play in the second quarter. Ball poked out of bounds by the Tigers. And for Red Oak, in the lineup is Ramirez. Now Torres comes in. Anna Torres, a 5'2 freshman. Ellison Johnson, Keely Jones is in. Natalie Johnson is in the game. And Muriel Ramirez. Inbounds pass, Wiederstein, baseline drive. Inside McLaren, foul called on Ellison Johnson. She's got to be careful. We'll see how many that is. I know it's 2 for sure, and maybe 3 for Ellison. And she's going to have to sit down as Ella Johnson, the 5'6 senior, comes in. That's 3 on Ellison Johnson here in the first half.
And maybe at halftime they let them switch jerseys and give them 5 more.
We've got a double dribble Atlantic. Trojans led 19-3 at the first quarter break. Free throws were a big thing in the first quarter. They were 7 of 8 on free throw shooting. Tigers trying to break the press. Ramirez gets it across the timeline for the Tigers. With Natalie Johnson. Keely Jones takes it right wing. Back to Ramirez on the right baseline. She's going to bring it back out top. Tigers reset. Johnson in the whistle. Reach and foul on Schrader at 3:01 to go. I'll tell you, McKenna, the older sister, she's got a trio of brothers that know how to wrestle, Cody. I'll tell you what.
Yeah, they do.
I've watched the junior high young man go here the last couple of times this week. And, of course, she's got Keaton. Wiederson steal, coast to coast, layup good.
Be nice to see her dunk one.
Have you seen her?
I'm sure she's got the up. But
she's got the arm, I know that.
Yeah, I think you've got the Schrader, back to the Schrader family. You got Keaton, who's a freshman there at 106, and then his brother, another steal here by Atlantic.
Here goes McLaren, left-handed layup is good. Atlantic with a steal and another bucket, and Peyton gets a pair, 33-8. Timeout, Red Oak. 2:18 to go here in this first half of play. We'll take a break. We're back right after this.
Gas prices got you down? Need a ride to work or the grocery store? There's public transportation for everyone in Southwest Iowa. SWITA offers taxi service. in Atlantic, Glenwood, Harlan, Missouri Valley, Red Oak, and Shenandoah. $2.50 each way or $2 for seniors 60 years and older. Just call 1-800-842-8065.
Your go-to for batteries, parts, and sometimes fixing relationship and his hunger problems.
Atlantic up with 33-8 with 2:18 to go second quarter. Tigers are thrown in for the baseline in their backcourt. They'll work the ball to Siebenacker across the timeline, cut off by Wiederstein. Now a trap and a pushing foul called on Atlantic. That'll be the third foul on the Trojans here in the second quarter. McKenna Schrader, the guilty party there. She has 2. Tigers will throw it in. Ramirez will toss from the near boundary.
It'll be sounds like a bench warning on Atlantic.
So the inbounds for Ramirez. And looking to throw it into Keely Jones on the drive. Cut off of the baseline. Kick out top. Siebenacker pulls up at the elbow. Spins, turns, shoots. No good. Rebound tipped to the hands of Anna Torres. And now a steal by Harder. Atlanta gets the ball back. Out top to McLaren. The sophomore brings it across. Under 2 to go. First half. High and right to Schrader. Schrader baseline. McLaren down into Harder. Layup. God.
That time both defenders, behind Peyton, and she was wide open there in the paint.
Yeah, she's building some points here. 13 in the first half. Steal by Lila Wiederstein. Pass ahead to Schrader. She'll take it down low, and a foul called on Torres. Or Siebenacker, excuse me. Siebenacker with a foul with 1:31 to go. We're talking wrestling, Cody, and we'll be back here Thursday night. Really looking forward to the Glenwood Clarenda. It's actually girls and boys wrestling on Thursday night. So we'll have live video stream of all 3 matches. Schrader's free throw good. And we'll have the Glenwood Atlantic Clarenda matches on 95.7 FM as well. First match will be live stream only. Schrader's second free throw is good. She made them both. Schrader's had a good first quarter shooting free throws. She has not made a field goal, but she's made 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of 7 free throws. 37-8 Atlantic, $1:30 to go here in this first half. Tigers in the front, steal by Peyton McLaren. She'll drive down right side across to Lamp, can't get it to go. Rebound McLaren, put back is good by the sophomore. 39-8 Atlantic with the lead. Tigers to the front. Ramirez across the timeline for Red Oak. Works right baseline. Guarded by Satoff. Now in the game, Jillian in the game. Siebenacker with the basketball. Skip pass over to Torres. Harder bats it away out of bounds. So Red Oak will keep the ball with under 60 seconds to go down this first half. Atlantic in a commanding lead here, 39-8. Inbounds to the Tigers. On the bounce, Ramirez back out top. Keely Jones. Siebenacker top of the circle. Back to Jones, high and right. Siebenacker handles it, drives, and the ball tipped away. Satoff picks it up for Atlantic, out to McLaren. And the Trojans with 33 in the game clock and 29 on the shot clock with the ball in the front court. They work the ball out top. Harder. Left side, McLaren now Kirchhoff. She'll launch the 3. No good. Rebound snagged by Keely Jones for Red Oak with 20 seconds to go. Second quarter. Jones across the half-court line. Siebenacker left baseline, back out top. Keely Jones at 11. Throws it up at 10. Can't get it to go at 9. Rebound Kirchhoff at 7. On the move at 6. Bounce pass low to Williams at 4. And he goes out of bounds at 3.7 to go in the first half. And Red Oak gets the ball back.
It looked like a softball throw from shortstop to first base. That was a rocket.
Siebenacker holds the ball, and that's going to be it here in the first half. The Atlantic has dominated this one 39-8. They had 19-3 after one quarter play, and they take a 39-8 lead into the halftime break for Coach Dan Bargeson and the Trojans. Halftime brought to you by Olson's BP and Olson's Fuel, and your home for the great Godfather's Pizza Back right after this.
Stein delivers more new genetics faster. Our focus on delivering higher yielding genetics faster than the competition is why we have released more new Enlist E3 lines in the past 5 years than any other seed company. For elite genetics paired with simple, flexible, and effective weed control, plant Stein Enlist E3 soybeans. Stein has yield. 45 years of yield. Learn more at steinseed.com.
Now, back to Atlantic Trojan basketball on KS 95.7 and live streamed at westerniowatoday.com.
And welcome back to Atlantic. Tom Robinson and Cody Weaver with you at halftime. Atlantic with a commanding 39-8 lead over the Red Oak Tigers. Peyton Harder leads the Trojans with 13. Katrina Williams has 8 points, 7 for Lila Wiederstein, or 4 rather for Lila Wiederstein, 6 for McKenna Schrader, 6 for 7 from the line. Zoe Kirchhoff has a couple of field goals. She has 4, so 3 with 4, and Kirchhoff, Wiederstein, and McLaren. Harder leads with 13, Williams 8, and McKenna Schrader has 6. For the Tigers, Mariel Ramirez with 3. She had a long-range bomb in the second quarter. Natalie Johnson with a pair, and Ellison Johnson with 3 points for the Tigers here in this first half. 39-8, Atlantic with a commanding lead. We'll be back with more halftime after this 2-minute timeout on 95.7 FM and our live video stream, westerniowatoday.com, powered.
Hey there, this is Tanner from your Atlantic Hy-Vee, and I've got some exciting news to share. Thanks to your feedback, we're currently rated the friendliest Hy-Vee in the entire company. That's a huge honor. On behalf of the whole team, thank you to everyone who's taken time to share their thoughts. Did you know you can leave feedback too? Just check the link on the bottom of your Hy-Vee receipt or in your email after a purchase. Whether it's a compliment or constructive criticism, I love reading our surveys and making sure we're always improving. And as always, thank you for shopping your Atlantic Hy-Vee.
Is your New Year's resolution to save money? Are you hungry for a slice of greatness? Godfather's Pizza, located right here at Olson's BP in Atlantic, has a deal that you can't refuse all January long. Right now, order any large pizza and you'll get half off any delicious side. Don't wait, this offer is only good through the end of January and it's one side per order. Swing by Olson's BP in Atlantic and make sure your next meal doesn't break the bank. Godfather's Pizza and Olson's BP in Atlantic, the keep you going store.
At Rolling Hills Bank and Trust, we're not just a bank. We're your neighbors. We've been dedicated to our communities for over 35 years. From real estate and ag loans to personal and commercial banking, we offer a full range of financial services tailored to meet your needs. We believe in giving back and being involved in the communities we serve. Stop into one of our 12 convenient locations or visit us at rollinghillsbank.com.
Get ready for a fresh start at Greg Young Atlantic. Our Greg Young Fresh Start program helps you hit the road with confidence, overcome credit challenges with personalized financing, and a wide selection of great vehicles. Visit us today to find your brand new Chevy, GMC, Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, or Ram, or check out our huge pre-owned selection at GregYoungAtlantic.com and GregYoungCDJRAtlantic.com. And to apply. Don't miss out on this incredible offer. Here at Greg Young, we go the extra mile for you.
Keeping you there.
Now, back to Atlantic Trojan basketball on KS 95.7 and live stream at westerniowatoday.com.
Welcome back to Atlantic. Tom Robinson with Cody Weaver as the Trojans with a 39-8 lead here as the Tigers got some points on the board late in that first quarter. Atlantic jumped out on a 15-0 run, or 13-0 run, excuse me. Tigers got a 3-ball. And then the Trojans went on a 6-0 run to finish off that first quarter lead 19-3 and extended that to 39-8 here at the end of 2 quarters of play, Cody Weaver. And I guess just tough defense by Atlantic. And they're getting the ball inside.
They're constantly, in the face of Red Oak. Red Oak's having a tough time getting it across half court. On the other end of it, you've got Williams and Harder both kind of in the paint, and they've got the height. So they try to double team one of them, that leaves the other one open, and they're able to get the ball inside there, and not a lot of outside shooting, but Atlantic's done really well from the free throw line here in the first half, and it's tough to break the defense, and I don't know if Atlantic's played much other type of defense this year, so it's natural for Atlantic to do that. It's tough for every team to get the ball across court.
I thought Red Oak, mainly in the second quarter, did a much better job of press break, at least getting into the front court, but then they've got to deal, like you mentioned, with that half-court defense by the Trojans. And again, Atlantic with no three-point shots in the first half. They don't need them. They've been going inside with it, and teams know they're going to go inside, but they still are successful.
They just can't stop it. I mean, with the height advantage that Atlantic has over Red Oak especially, Williams or Harder, either one can go up, jump higher and get that incoming pass.
Again, Peyton Harder with 13 points, Katrina Williams with 8 to lead Atlantic, and McKenna Schrader 6. She's 6 or 7 for the line. Zoe Kirchhoff with 4. Lila Wiederstein with 4, and Peyton McLaren with 4 for Atlantic. Mariel Ramirez has 3. Ellison Johnson 3, and Natalie Johnson with 2 for the Tigers. They have 8 points here at the halftime break. Speaking of wrestling, we talked about earlier, Thursday night, and Villa Dance is going to be here, I believe. It's going to be a big night of wrestling as that season's starting to wind down. We're not too far away from regional duels, I believe on February the 4th. But coming up this weekend, the John J. Harris Wrestling Tournament. A big week for wrestling. Thursday night, Atlantic will host the Corinne in Glenwood. And if you can't make it here, certainly try. But if you can't, we will have it on our live stream here, westerniowatoday.com, KS957. We'll also have it, the 2 Glenwood Atlantic Corinne matches on the radio at 95.7 FM. But all 3 matches will be live streamed. Cody will have the play-by-play for us coming up on Thursday. You got a busy week. Friday, John J. Harris and Chris Barney will be with Cody down in Corning, Iowa, the Activity Center. It's always a great tournament, Friday and Saturday.
Yeah, Friday they'll do basically pigtail rounds and then start on the championship side, and it'll be probably run through the quarterfinals there on Friday night, and then they start a little bit later on Saturday, roughly 10 o'clock, and we'll do the finals live on air and the video.
Right now we've got Iowa State on KSOM, a noon game, so we still have to, I know Chris is going to work that out and to see what he wants to do, but we could have the finals on 95.7 that afternoon. We have a KSOM as well. We'll have to see when that time comes, but a big weekend of wrestling. A lot of area teams, including Atlantic, will be there this weekend. But we'll have wrestling here on Thursday night. Atlantic girls will be a trainer for a non-conference basketball game against a very good Cardinal team out of the Western Iowa Conference, and they are ranked in class of 2A. Halftime show brought to you by Olson's BP, your home for Godfather's Pizza and great BP fuel. I use it every day. We're back right after this from a halftime sponsor, Olson BP.
Oak Point Wealth Management is making important changes to better serve you. Wealth Manager Aaron Friend is proud to announce that Oak Point Wealth has partnered with LPL Financial, providing comprehensive tools and resources to support your financial goals. Aaron remains committed to serving Southwest Iowa with personalized service backed by LPL's dynamic technology and investment platform.
I'm excited to embrace independence and keep my focus on what matters most, my clients' best interests.
Visit www.oakpointwealth.com, 712-207-3521 to learn more about how Oak Point Wealth Management can help you pursue your financial goals.
And live streamed at westerniowatoday.com.
Welcome back to Atlantic. Broadcast brought to you in part by Olson's Outdoor Power, your one-stop service and equipment shop with locations in Atlantic and Carroll. Also brought to you by the First Whitney Bank, the only bank you'll ever need, First Whitney Bank. And Body Basic, call 254-BODY to get your body back to the basics. Atlantic with a 39-8 lead as we head into the second half of play. Tigers will come out with their starters, and keep in mind Ellison Johnson, the leading scorer, averages just under 10 a game. She has 3 fouls here, Cody, coming out, so she's going to have to be careful. There are just 2 on the bench for the Tigers, so they don't go very deep. Stephen Ecker's out there. The starters, Keely Jones, Mariel Ramirez, Natalie Johnson, Emily Siebenecker, Ellison Johnson for Red Oak. Atlantic will come out with their starters: McKenna Schrader, Lila Wiederstein, Zoe Kirkhoff, Peyton Harder, and Katrina Williams. Atlantic starts three. In fact, the Trojans start just one senior, 4 juniors, and a senior start for Atlantic. Tigers have the ball to start the third quarter play. Don't forget the boys game coming up after this one. That should be a great one here, and we'll have that as well. Inbounds to Keely Jones, and we're in business here in the second half. Jones, top of the circle, gives it about top to Ellison Johnson. Johnson pulls up at the elbow, kick out to Jones, high and right. Jones pulls up, bounce past Johnson. First possession here for the Tigers. Johnson scoops it out top to Natalie Johnson. And she double dribbled, had both hands on it. Atlantic will get the ball back left to right with a 39-8 lead. Trojans led 19-3 after one quarter play. And they extended that, scored 20 more points in the second quarter to 5 for Red Oak. First possession for Atlantic, out top to Peyton Harder, works at the elbow. Harder back out top to Kirkhoff. Harder with 13 points to lead all scores. Here's Kirkhoff's drive. We've got a whistle. I think 3 seconds called on Lila Wiederstein down low. She kind of walked away inconspicuously there.
Yeah, it wasn't me as he tiptoes away.
Here comes the Tigers to the front. Ellison Johnson brings it across the half-court line against Harder. She works left wing, still on the bounce, gives it out top to Johnson Natalie. Baseline Keely Jones, baseline drive cut off nicely by Schrader. Back to Ramirez. She'll try to take Williams to the rack. Now back right side of Siebenecker. Good ball move of the Tigers here. They'll kick out top to Natalie Johnson. Bounce pass baseline to Siebenecker. 10 on the shot clock, 9. Siebenecker's jumper. Good job by the Tigers. Good possession. Siebenecker gets the 2, and they used the shot clock and got a good shot.
Yeah, and that's kind of probably what they need to do to slow the game down a little bit with the...
Exactly, and that's what they did that possession. 39-10 inside Williams layup for Atlantic, no good. Williams put back is no, and she's fouled on the floor. Foul number 1 in the second half on the Tigers. They used every second of that 35-second clock, Cody, and Siebenecker with the bucket, her first 2 of the game. 39-10, Atlantic. Kirkhoff throws it away. Wiederstein gets it back. Baseline is Zoe Kirkhoff. She'll fire a 3. Good.
And Atlantic kind of backing off on the full, or half court, I should say, defense. But once they get across court, it's in your face defense.
Atlantic in a man, I believe, Cody, and that's the first we've seen maybe this season. Here's Ramirez for 3, can't get it to go, and a hustling Tiger team almost got the rebound. Ramirez will fighting for it. So Atlantic in a man defense. We talked about that hallmark 1-2-2 zone, and Coach Vargason coming out with a man. Atlantic gets the ball back. Kirkhoff will bring it across the half-court line with a 42-10 lead. 6 minutes left, third quarter. Harder baseline to Wiederstein. Williams jumper up and no good. Wiederstein rebound for Atlantic and off her fingertips. Out of bounds. Tigers ball the other way. So Kirkhoff with the only 3-point shot for Atlantic here in this game. She buried her 13th three-pointer this season. Johnson to the front court on the bounce. Over to Siebenecker, left wing. She'll hold and leave it off for Ellison Johnson, trying to find the seam to slither into. Back baseline to Ramirez. She has to back off. Williams, good cutoff. Johnson high and right. 5.5 to go, third quarter. A bomb to Siebenecker, and Wiederstein had the same idea. She wanted that ball, and she is charged with a foul.
That's 3 on Lila, I believe.
Lila with 3. Satoff comes in for Atlantic. Williams goes out. McLaren in for Wiederstein with 5:27 to play third quarter. Tigers basketball. Atlantic with a foul in the third. Tigers with 1 as well. Here's a throw in by Johnson and almost a steal by Schrader, and it is. Schrader will take it to the rim, layup up. God, great job by Schrader. She has 8 points.
And that's a tough shot, kind of behind the backboard, almost used the backboard to bank it into the hoop.
5:10 to play, third quarter. Tigers with the ball. On the drive, Jones, runner off the window, and she got it. Nice runner by Keely Jones, her first 2 of the game. 44-12, Atlantic with a lead on the Save Pro scoreboard. Under 5 to play, third quarter. Pass left side of Peyton McLaren. Left baseline to Jillian Satoff, the sophomore, back out top to Kirchhoff. Right side to Schrader for a three, a rainbow, no good. And the rebound comes off to the Tigers. Keely Jones on the move for Red Oak. She'll work against McLaren, cut off, and Satoff almost a steal there. Pass to Ramirez, she'll dribble left baseline. Now bring it out top of the clear. Now finds a seam, slithers in, layup up, no good. Foul called on Jillian Satoff, so Ramirez will go to the free throw line for a pair. 44, excuse me, Cody.
You saw that open up a little bit in the center there. And the paint seems to be wide open. Red Oak is having a tough time, taking 2 or 3 steps, I guess, at the most towards that paint. Atlantic's right in their face, and she was able to get in there and draw the foul and made the first free throw there.
Yeah, Ramirez with 4 points. 1 for 1 from the line. The second free throw by the sophomore is good. Ramirez just a 37% free throw shooter, but she makes both those there. She's 8 of 18 now in the year. That'll raise that percentage. 44-14 Atlantic with the lead. Left side, McLaren layup up, no good. Rebound, Keely Jones. And the Tigers have the basketball in the front court. Pass inside, Siebenecker follow by Jay. It is no good. Atlantic had a cavalry of rebounders. And Kirchhoff comes up with it to the front court. Pass to McLaren right side, baseline Satoff. Skip pass to Kirchhoff. On the drive, nice move, runs in, lays it in.
And that was pretty, wide open right there for her.
Kirchhoff with the double for Atlantic. And Kirchhoff for now with 9 points. Red Oak front court, driving Jones, layup no, foul McLaren. So Kirchhoff had 4 points in the first half, and she has 5 in the second half in this third quarter alone with a 3-ball and now a deuce. Harder with 13 and Kirchhoff with 9. Free throws for Keely Jones. And the first one on the way, and it's off the back iron, no good. Second free throw coming up for the 5'8 sophomore. She has 2 points here in the ballgame. 46-14 Atlantic. 3:39 to play third quarter, and she'll rim that one in. 46-15. Trojans with the basketball to the front court. Atlantic averaging 53 a game, and they're going to surpass that here this evening. Here's Kirchhoff, right side, and Schrader. She'll hold the ball. Not contested. Red Oak in that zone defense. Now Satoff right baseline. Fires high post to Harder. Back to Satoff. She'll fire up a 3. No good. Rebound Ramirez for Red Oak, and she'll bring it across the half-court line. 3:10 to play third. Here's Johnson. Scoops it off right side. Natalie Johnson to Ellison Johnson, high and right. Against Harder. Baseline drive, and she runs out of room and steps out of bounds. Great defense by Harder down low. With 2:56 to go third. Atlantic gets the ball back with a 46-15 lead on the Seed Pros scoreboard. Here comes Kirchhoff. Bounce pass, Schrader high and right. Schrader on the bounce. Down inside McLaren, back out top to Kirchhoff. She has 1 triple in the game. To Harder. Inside to Satoff, and the ball knocked out of bounds by Red Oak. Atlantic will keep it. They try to go to Satoff, the sophomore. She's 5'8". And it's going to be Kirchhoff to throw it in. Satoff, McLaren, Harder, Schrader, and Kirchhoff in the game for Atlantic. And the throw into Satoff.
And Red Oak seems to be doing a lot better job in the paint. They've got roughly 3 girls in there that are, scrapping and fighting for rebounds. And they've gotten a few here the second half and done a nice job, without that half-court press, being able to bring the ball down.
Well, they've got some better shots as well. They work in the front court right now, out top. Torres with it. This Keely Jones, Ellison Johnson, 2:10 to go, third. Johnson back out top to Keely Jones. A deep 3, missed everything. And the ball goes out of bounds. Atlantic gets it. Williams back in for the Trojans. And Satoff will come out for Atlantic.
The clock's running.
Running clock here is a 35-point rule is in effect. No, not quite. Nope, we're not quite there yet, Cody. Sorry. Getting close.
You need to use some of my fingers.
Yeah, I do. Schrader high and left. And a whistle. We got a foul called on Siebenecker. Atlantic led 19-3 at the end of the first quarter and 39-8 at the halftime break. And they're up 46-15 here with 1:42 to go here in this third quarter. Harder, baseball pass out to McLaren, back to Harder. Left baseline, Schrader, she'll launch a high arcing three. God! Schrader's first triple of the game. Atlantic up 49-15 now, the running clock, with 1:24 to go third quarter. Boys game was coming up. We'll have that one as well. That should be a good one. Red Oak with 4 wins, Atlantic with 2, looking hungry for a win coming in. Driving Johnson, layup no. Rebound McLaren for Atlantic. Nearing the 60-second mark to go here in this third quarter. McLaren top of the circle on the dribble. Lobs went over to McKenna Schrader. Down inside to Harder. She'll turn, shoot, and it's no good. Rebound, Keely Jones for Red Oak. 50 seconds to go third quarter. Jones will pull up. Kick out top to Ellison. Johnson on the move. Step back, deep two, no good. Rebound is run down by Schrader for Atlantic. 40 seconds to go on the third. Schrader on the dribble for the Trojans. Guarded by Therese. Half-court line. Gets it across to Kirchhoff. Down inside to Williams. And a whistle. We've got a foul call, I believe, on Johnson. That's going to be Ella Johnson with a foul. We'll double, yep, that's Ella's first foul. Here comes Bryn Lamp in, and Payne Harder gets a break. Harder tonight with 13 points first half. She's not scored in the third quarter.
A deep three there by Schrader.
Schrader hits another three-point shot. That's 2 for her in this third quarter. 52-15. Atlantic with the big advantage here. Tigers the front court at 13. Johnson drives at 12. Lose the ball at 10. And the ball goes out of bounds at 8 seconds to go. Of course, we've got the running clock here in this third quarter. And time is going to run out. Atlantic at 52-15. We're back in 60 seconds with more from Atlantic on 95.7 FM and our live video stream, westerniowatoday.com.
Good coaches know their players' strengths and weaknesses. They watch, evaluate, and come up with a game plan to make their team better. Like a good coach, when you bring your vehicle to McAdee Tire, they listen to your concerns and give clear explanations on how they can help. They come up with a game plan to get your vehicle performing at its best. From tires to oil changes, brakes, engine repair, and more, McAdee Tire can assist in all your vehicle needs and help you feel prepared for all the competitions ahead. McAdee Tire and Service, where their game-winning service is always a slam dunk.
Just when you think he's Mr. Perfect, he wakes up and proves me wrong. You can't charge a junk battery. Look here, mister. Replace it. I called Atlantic Egg and Auto, gave them make and model, and they have a new battery waiting at the counter. Go. Go now. Here's a Mr. Pibb and peanut M&Ms to tide you over so you don't have to make any stops. Atlantic and Audubon Egg and Auto, your only locally owned CarQuest retail stores. Your go-to for batteries, parts, and sometimes fixing relationship and his hunger problems.
Fresh 8 of the board, the final 8 of the board. Atlantic up 52-15 on the Seed Pros scoreboard. They're by your side to maximize yields from the word go. Contact John Becker, Mark Van Tiger, Gary Dinkla, and Nick Knutson for all your Pioneer seed needs. Tigers with the basketball, a running clock here in this fourth quarter. Ramirez with the basketball, high and right, guarded by Schrader, takes to the baseline. Back up 3, no good, and Schrader with the foul. And that'll be 2 free throws for Johnson for the Tigers. 52-15 Atlantic with a lead on the Seed Pros scoreboard. The free throw is in the air and no good. Second free throw for Natalie Johnson. She has 2 points in the game. 7:47 to play. The clock stops for free throws. Otherwise, it'll roll through. Here comes Schrader. We owe you a station identification. You're listening to high school basketball on KSWI Atlantic. McLaren. Schrader back out to Kirchhoff. Bounce pass to McLaren, high and right. To go baseline. And ball loose, knocked out of bounds. And it's going to be Tigers basketball. Take a quick timeout here.
Is KSWI Atlantic, a proud part of Meredith Communications. KS 95.7.
Red Oak with the basketball. They'll bring it to the front court. 7:10 to go in the game. Natalie Johnson high and right. Back out top to Torres in the game now for Red Oak. Torres holds. No one to cut. Finds Siebenacker guarded by Kirchhoff. Atlantic in a man defense. Therese on the drive, splits the D, fires no. Rebound, Bryn Lamp for Atlantic. She'll kick out near side of McLaren. Under 7 to play in the game. Atlantic up 52-15. Inside to Schrader, layup up no good. A foul called on Ella Johnson. That'll be her second. And we'll see Schrader go to the line for Atlantic. Schrader had 6 points in the first half, 6 of 7 from the line. She has 2 3-point shots here in this third quarter. She has 14, make it a 15. She buries the free throw. 15 for Schrader, now leads Atlantic in scoring. 52-15. Schrader, a good free throw shooter at 70%. And she's showing that here tonight. Second free throw in the air and in the bucket. Schrader has made all but one free throw here in the ball game. Atlantic up 53-15 with 6:44 to play. Schrader comes out.
Sontag and McKenna Sontag comes in.
Thank you, Cody, as the Tigers bring the ball to the front court. On the drive is Ramirez. Back out to Natalie Johnson. Skip pass to Torres. Back to Johnson, high and right. Natalie. She'll lob one up. No good. Addie Friend is in there as well for Atlantic. Addie Friend, McLaren, and Williams. Satov coming back in. Sontag and Bryn Lamp. Pass left side to Friend. Bounce inside to Lamp. Turnaround jumper off the glass. Good! Lamp gets the bucket for the Trojans. Off the bench. 56-15 Atlantic with the lead. Again, substitutions. Timeout called
on by Vargas.
6:14 left. The timeout. We'll take it with him back in a minute.
At Seed Pros, our mission is to be your business partner every day of every season.
Pioneer Hybrid International was founded in Iowa back in 1926 and is still American today. Not many other seed providers can make that claim.
We partner with you to continually push the limits by combining elite seed genetics, local infield knowledge, along with customer service second to none.
We are with you from the word go. Contact Mark Van Tiger, Gary Dinkla, Nick Knutson, or John Becker to partner with a team that puts your business needs first.
Olson's Outdoor Power is your one-stop service and equipment shop for all things outdoor. We sell the best power sports products in the business from Polaris, Can-Am, Sea-Doo, and Ski-Doo, trailers to tackle any job from H&H, Triton, and Wilson, and we continue to lead the way in lawn and garden equipment with great products from Exmark, Dixie Chopper, Husqvarna, Cub Cadet, Steel, and Echo. Add factory-trained technicians in 2 locations, and it's easy to see why Olson's Outdoor Power is the leader in all things outdoor. Olson's Outdoor Power, your one-stop service and equipment shop with locations in Atlantic.
Back to Atlantic. 6:14 to play in this girls contest. The Tigers with the basketball down 56-15. Atlantic going to their bench with Satov, Addie Friend, Bryn Lamp, McKenna Sontag, and McLaren in for Atlantic. Here's Keely Jones across the half-court line for the Tigers. Near the 6-minute mark to play. She'll fire near side. Natalie Johnson on the drive. Shot over Addie Friend, and a foul called on Addie. Good defense by Friend inside the block, but just got too much wrist on that. Friend, a 5'7" junior. And the free throws coming up for the Tigers with 6:01 to play. First free throw in flight is rattles in for the Red Oak Tigers, 56-16. Johnson with the free throw, and Natalie Johnson, she's 1 for 3 here in the ball game. Dips her knees, she'll push it up, and it is no good off the rim. Lamp fighting for the rebound. We got a jump ball. And it'll be Satov to throw it in. Back out to McLaren, under 6 to play. Fade McLaren, top of the circle. Sontag, bounce pass out top to Addie Friend. High post to Satov. Right baseline to McLaren, she'll drive. Kicks across the paint to Sontag, and McKenna brings it back out left elbow. Right side to McLaren, she'll work it over to Sontag. Head fake, drive, senior puts it up, and it is good. McKenna Sontag with a bucket for Atlantic. McKenna off the bench, plays a lot of JV and gets the bucket there, 58-15. Tigers in the front court. Johnson hustles to the front. Crossover layup, no good. Addie Friend gathers in the rebound for Atlantic, out to McLaren. 5:17 to play. Trojans front court possession. McLaren top of the circle. Pass to McKenna Sontag. Inside to Lamp. Backdoor Satov. Tipped away by Johnson. Ella Johnson tips it away. Gets it out to Ramirez. Top of the circle. 5 minutes left. Ramirez on the bounce to the baseline. Nice defense by Sontag, and nice steal by McLaren for Atlantic. Back to McKenna Sontag, the Trojans to the front. 58-16 Atlantic. Score brought to you by the Seed Pros. Atlantic exceeds their average for the season, averaging 53. Friend left side of McLaren. High post to Bryn Lamp. She'll push it up and no good. Rebound Addie Friend. She'll muscle it up. Can't get it to go. The ball tipped out of bounds. Last touch by Satoff for Atlantic. It's going to be Red Oaks basketball at 4.5 and running here in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, time's going quick here in the fourth. Red Oak doing a good job, bringing the ball down and, not giving up, honestly, on the offense and the defensive side.
Red Oak still battling. Here's Keely Jones. Guarded by Sontag. Good cutoff by McKenna Sontag. Baseline drive, and he steps out of bounds. Ramirez drove that baseline, stepped in the black on the boundary. Atlantic gets the ball back with 4 minutes left. Satoff into McLaren. She'll walk it across the half-court line. Atlantic led at 19-3, 39-8, 52-15. After three quarters, it's 58-16 now. Sontag muscles one over to Addie Friend. She'll fire up a three, no good. And a foul away from the ball. It's going to be on Atlantic, which will be number 3 on the Trojans. 3:40 to go. Ramirez will toss it into Keely Jones. For Red Oak, they had one three-point shot. That was Ramirez. She has 5 points for the Tigers. Jones top of the circle on the bounce. Bounce past baseline. Natalie Johnson on the drive. Satoff cuts her off. Back high right to Jones. Johnson, she hits the deck hard as she tried to drive inside. And a foul called on the Trojans. 3:12 left to go, and it'll be Red Oaks ball out of bounds. That's just the fourth foul on Atlantic in the stanza. Siebenacker comes in, and Johnson's going to come out after taking that spill. Good to see she's all right.
Yeah, they need her. She's been a big part of the game so far.
Yeah, she averages 9 a game to lead the team. Pass to Natalie Johnson, and a shot no, and a foul called on Satoff. We'll stop the clock with 2:47 to play here in this one. Trojans will go to 10-5 of the year. They'll have their game with the Tigers here early next month, and we've got a timeout called with 2:47 left. 58-16 Atlantic. We're back right after these.
First Windy Bank is the longest standing locally owned bank in Atlantic, and as such, we take pride in how we serve our community. For generations, we have been involved with our customers and their families by getting involved in community events and by supporting technology and teaching financial literacy in our schools. You'll also see our support of athletics on the scoreboards at home events. It's this involvement that allows us to know our customers and their families for generations. First Windy Bank, the only bank you'll ever need. Member FDIC.
Have you ever heard the saying, people spend their life building wealth and neglecting their health, only to wish they could trade their wealth for better health at the end? This is Dr. Fritz Beyer, and it has now been over 30 years since my first chiropractic adjustment. I still get asked, do you get adjusted? Absolutely. I try to get adjusted at least once a month. I'm 47 now and still try to stay as active as ever. While I do get a few more aches and pains than when I was younger, it feels great to be able to step on the mat and help kids learning to wrestle. Chiropractic has helped me feel young enough to do it. If staying active is part of your future plans, call 254-BODY to get your body back to the basics.
Streamed at westerniowatoday.com.
2:47 to play, and the free throw by Johnson up and good for the Tigers. 58-17 Atlantic. Second free throw up and no good. Rebound Bryn Lamp for the Trojans. Atlantic to the front court. McLaren across the half-court line. 2:40 left. McKenna Sontag left wing with it. Bounce pass out top to Friend. Swings it right to McLaren. High posted Lamp. McKenna Sontag bounce pass Friend. High post Lamp. Shot blocked by Siebenacker. Picked up by Johnson. Ellison Johnson the front court. She'll work back out top to Siebenacker. She'll toss up a three. No good. Friend with the rebound for Atlantic. 2:14 left to go. And, next year we'll see maybe Addie Friend. Somebody's going to take Harder's spot inside, and could be Addie Friend. Lamp as well. On the drive is fouled. There's potential there for some big shoes to fill when Peyton Harder graduates.
Yeah, she's
she's
just strong overall. Nobody's going to push her around, and she's able to use her muscle and strength, to kind of push people where she wants them to be.
Benning is in for the Trojans. Also in the lineup, is Dylan Ball. Benning left side three. Oh, it sticks in the crack of the rim. I think you give her at least a half a point for that. I mean,
I want to see who's going to jump up and get it down. I think Coach Vargason will run out there and knock it down.
Boy, give Ellie credit, though, man. She wound up and fired the three ball, and he'll have to punch it out from the crook of the rim. Ref is 0 for 1. He's 0 for 2, full for 3. Boy, that thing's stuck in there good. He's just, there he gets it, it goes in.
And he even made it.
58-17, Atlantic with a lead, and 1:37 to play. Ellie Benning fired up a three ball there. Also coming in for Atlantic is going to be Claire Comas for the Trojans. So Claire Comas is in, and Benning, Dylan Ball, Lamp, and Addie Friend. Across the timeline, the Red Oak Tigers. Ramirez going by Comas. Bounce pass out top to Ellison Johnson. 1:27 to play. Johnson looks for a cutter kick out to Siebenecker. She'll swing it left. Ramirez for three. Got it. Ramirez with a triple for the Tigers.
And she's had a good game for Red Oak.
Especially second half, Cody, I think. Settled down a little bit. The Red Oak settled in somewhat. Dylan Ball, top of the circle. To Comas high and right. Claire out top to Lamp, swing left. Dylan Ball with it. A give and go to Comas. Lamp, good! Claire Comas off the bench. She gets a 2. 60-20 Atlantic with the lead of the Seed Pros. Good to see these backup players get some time. Johnson with it. High and right, under 50 to go. Johnson, three ball is good. Ellison Johnson from downtown. Now for the Tigers, 60-23. Red Oak at their average for the season. Atlantic over their average of 53. They're at 60. And they've had a running clock here in this most of the second half. Dylan Ball high and right. Give it a go to Claire Comas. Near side three. Shot up and no good by Benning. Rebound Lamp. Out to Ball. 15 seconds to go. Claire Comas had a three ball. Didn't take it. Out top to Ellie Benning. Addie Friend. Top of the circle.
Yeah, I think Coach Vargason said just hold it here.
Going to bring it out. Friend will toss a three at the buzzer. And that's going to be it. Atlantic defends their home court in a big way. 60-23 over the Red Oak Tigers here tonight in game one of our doubleheader. Post-game show is brought to you by Cass Health. Neighbors are caring for neighbors. We'll add things up, recap the first game, and get set for game number 2 right here at 95.7 FM and our live video stream, WesternIowaToday.com. Back right after this from Cass Health.
At 2nd Street Auto, it's our mission to get you back on the road fast. And it all starts with free local towing. Once you're back at the shop, we talk you through your car repair with a free and fair estimate. We do everything in-house so you know who's working on your car. Our Hercules tires come with free road hazard repair, free rotation for the life of the tires, and a free alignment check. And nobody can beat our transmission rebuild and repair experts. Brakes, tune-ups, oil changes, preventative maintenance, and service work make 2nd Street your first stop.
Welcome back to our post-game show brought to you by Cass Health. Neighbors caring for neighbors. Atlantic led 19-3 after one quarter play and 39-8 at halftime, led by Peyton Harder, had 13 points in that first half, complemented by Katrina Williams with 8. And that's how Harder and Williams ended up in the ball game. They didn't play a lot of that fourth quarter. But the leading scorer for Atlantic was McKenna Schrader, unofficially 16 points. Peyton Harder, 13. Katrina Williams with 8. 9 for Zoe Kirchhoff, 4 for Lila Wiederstein, and 4 for Peyton McLaren. Then you had Bryn Lamp come in off the bench, and she pitched in 2 points. Claire Comas had a pair for the Trojans, and also McKenna Sante with 2 for Atlantic, 60-23. The final there, Cody, your thoughts?
It's nice to see Atlantic switch defense there in the second half. With the running clock, it doesn't give you a lot of time, but it was more a man versus the pressure there, and Red Oak was able to open up some stuff and get a few shots off. Atlantic seems like it made some three-pointers there the second half, but for the most part, the first half was all inside.
And it was working for them,
Yeah, both inside and outside.
Yeah, exactly. Final score is 60-23. We'll get set for the boys' game here in just a little bit. Our post-game show brought to you by Cass Health, Neighbors Caring for Neighbors. We'll be back with our setup for the boys after this 2-minute timeout on 95.7 FM on our live video stream, westerniowatoday.com.
At Outfitters Plus in Atlantic, you'll find all the latest in custom apparel and headwear. Head to Outfitters and work with the design pros to make your customized tees, team apparel, and personalized swag for your business a reality. Whether it's fan apparel for your high school or youth sports teams, your business, or you just want to make something your own, you'll have everyone saying, "Where'd you get that?" Don't forget, Outfitters will also add your group store online to make ordering a breeze. Get personalized at Outfitters Plus Outlet Store in Atlantic. Stop by today.
The Super Bowl in Atlantic is a great place to have your next celebration. Birthday parties, family outings, date nights, or just hanging out with friends. The Super Bowl is the place to be. With Glow Bowling on Friday and Saturday nights, and ramps and bumpers for the kids, anyone can have a blast at the Super Bowl. Call Dan today at 243-4656 to reserve your lane and get ready for fun.
Gas prices got you down? Need a ride to work or the grocery store? There's public transportation for everyone in Southwest Iowa. SWITA offers taxi service in Atlantic, Glenwood, Harlan, Missouri Valley, Red Oak, and Shenandoah. $2.50 each way or $2 for seniors 60 years and older. Just call 1-800-842-8065 or visit swita.com to schedule your ride.
And to apply. Don't miss out on this incredible offer. Here at Greg Young, we go the extra mile for you.
Now, back to Atlantic Trojan basketball on KS 95.7 and live streamed at westerniowatoday.com.
Welcome back to Atlantic. Tom Robinson and Cody Weaver is the boys' game coming up. Brought to you by Olson's Outdoor Power, your one-stop service and equipment shop locations in Atlantic and Carroll. First Whitney Bank, they're the only bank you'll ever need. First Whitney Bank. Body Basic, call 254-BODY to get your body back to the basics. And the Seed Pros, so by your side to maximize yields. From over go, your Pioneer Pros, John Becker, Mark Ventiger, Gary Dinkla, and Nick Knutson. Also brought to you by 2nd Street Auto, your transmission pros, and Cass Health. Neighbors Caring for Neighbors. Outfitters Plus Outlet Store, your home for personalized sports apparel in Atlantic. And the Super Bowl. Grab the gang and head to the Super Bowl for Glow Bowling every Friday and Saturday night. SWITA, safe, reliable SWITA. All your transportation needs and Stein Seed. Stein has yield. Contact Darren Petty, your local Stein representative. Hy-Vee Bakery, Deli, Grocery, Meat Department, of Pharmacy, always there for you. Your Atlantic Hy-Vee. In Atlantic Ag and Auto, your locally owned full-line CarQuest retail stores in Atlantic. Rolling Hills Bank and Trust, they're a hometown bank for hometown people. Remember FDIC. Also brought to you by Greg Young Automotive Group in Atlantic. They go the extra mile for you. And Olson's BP, great food, Godfather's Pizza, and quality BP fuel that keep you going company. Olson's BP in Atlantic. And brought to you by Oak Point Wealth Management, Aaron Friend. Oak Point Wealth Management, located inside Steiner and Associates. Our live video stream on westerniowatoday.com and YouTube TV is powered by Scott Bennett and Nish Nanette. We're here in Atlantic, and our scoreboard brought to you by the Seed Pros. They're by your side to maximize yield. From the word go, John Becker, Mark Ventiger, Gary Dinkla, and Nick Knutson are your Pioneer Pros as we get set for the boys contest here tonight. Cody Weaver and, well, both these teams really hungry for a win, and we'll hear from Coach Dalton Franken here in just a little bit. And as far as this type of game, they don't prepare for any game any different than any other game. But Atlantic is 2-10 coming in, and the Tigers are 4-9. Red Oak averaging about 53.5 points a game. Atlantic just shy of 47 a game. It's the offensive side. They want to get going.
It just depends. If Kinnick Jewell, for example, or one of those guys gets hot from the three-point line, it can make a big difference. And Atlantic has a tendency to kind of work things inside. And I know Coach Franken's, take a shot. If you get a look, take a shot right now. Don't wait, because you might not get that same look again. So let's be aggressive from the outside as well.
Hunter Nelson's been one player, and he brought him off the bench, and he came right in. It was aggressive shooting the basketball. Another player that really, I think, we'd like to see is Shelton Molia. He's got the talent and the ability, plays great defense. He's got the ability to score, too.
He's quick. He's got good movement. But again, he's one that you see a lot of times passing off, or assisting rather than going ahead and driving and trying to score himself.
We'll hear from Coach Franken coming up here. The leading scorer of the team is Gavin McLaren, a big presence inside, averaging 13 a game for Atlantic. And Cody mentioned Kenny Jewell averaging right at 10 points a game for the Trojans. Hunter Nelson at 4 points a game. Grant Petty, the sophomore, at 6. He's starting to get a little bit more aggressive shooting the ball as well.
Yeah, he's the last, I would say, month and a half, he's kind of got on fire from the outside. And even if he hasn't had success in the beginning of the game, he's still taking some shots in the second half, and it's nice to see him do that.
For the Tigers, they're led by Reese Montgomery, a sophomore, averaging 16.77 a game. He's a 6'5 sophomore, so he's got some size inside. That'll be, and then you look at their pretty balanced after that. Braden Sifford, the senior, 10.46 a game. You've got Brett Erickson averaging 8.39, and Carson Roeder at 8.92. They've got some guys that can shoot the basketball, and then coming off the bench, Mason Fisher averaging just over 2.5, and A.J. Beeson averaging just shy of 2.5 points a game for the Red Oak Tigers. They average 53 points per contest coming in to tonight's game. Tigers have been on a slide as well. They played some tough ones. Kemper, they lost 93-34, and Creston 60-58, and lost to Shenandoah 60-48, and St. Albert 61-41. So they're on a 4-game slide coming into this one as well. So two teams with a similar mission here tonight, Cody. That's to get a win.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I mean, height-wise, they look a very similar matchup. Red Oak's got a few tall kids as well as Atlantic, and see who can get hot from the outside and who can work the paint.
We'll be back with a visit with Atlantic head coach Alton Franken. Our coaches show brought to you by McAtee Tire and Service, your headquarters for all your automotive repairs at Goodyear Tires at 100 West 2nd Street in Atlantic. Coach Dalton Franken coming up next, right after this from McAtee Tire.
Stein delivers more new genetics faster. Our focus on delivering higher yielding genetics faster than the competition is why we have released more new Enlist E3 lines in the past 5 years than any other seed company. For elite genetics paired with simple, flexible, and effective weed control, plant Stein Enlist E3 soybeans. Stein has yield. 45 years of yield. Learn more at steinseed.com.
Our coaches show Atlantic and Red Oak tonight. Warming up here at Atlantic. We're joined by Trojans head coach Dalton Franken. Coach, thanks for joining us. Here we go, another Hawkeye 10 conference matchup. This one, the Red Oak Tigers. And break this one down for us here, Coach.
Yeah, Red Oak's got a bunch of players that complement each other really well. They have 2 sophomores that have been playing really well for them. Number 1, Carson Roeder, as a guard for him, shoots it pretty efficiently from the outside, and they really put up a ton of 3-pointers as a team. And then the Montgomery kid down low is another sophomore. He's a beast down there. He averages 16 points a game for him, rebounds the heck out of the ball for him. So we're really going to have to, our perimeter defense is going to have to be really good. We got to stop the ball in transition, and we got to rebound the ball as well as we have all year to give ourselves a chance tonight.
Coaches, I know you had just a quick turnaround, and you mentioned some things that need to get done. Talk about the offense here, and what are you working on offensively here to get some points? Yeah, spacing, ball movement. Ball movement is priority number 1. We got to continue to get the defense shifting. We got to get the ball to the second, third side of the floor before we're looking to attack downhill.
we're still trying to do too much on the first side of the floor. So we need to get the ball moving, space the floor, and open up driving lanes and passing lanes for us. And hopefully that helps our flow offensively.
How about getting Sheldon Miolia? How do you get him more involved in that offense and more aggressive shooting the ball?
Yeah, I think the main thing is just for Sheldon to have an aggressive mindset offensively. When he is getting touches in our offense, he's just looking to kind of be a reversal guy right now. So I need to do a better job coaching him in practice and making sure that he understands that, there's a time and a place to be a reversal guy, but when he catches, especially in the high post area, as long as athletic as he is, he needs to be putting the ball on the floor more for us, putting pressure on the rim, making the defense help, and that creates open shots for others, and it also obviously creates scoring opportunities for him. So he's still just trying to settle in offensively. Yeah. He does a lot of great things for us defensively, but I need him to be as aggressive on the offensive end as he is on the defensive end, if that makes sense.
He's so unselfish right now. And, of course, when you miss a year in basketball, that's a big thing. So he's still settling in, like you say.
Yeah, he is. And, a big thing is obviously playing time, and just playing the game of basketball is as athletic and talented as he is. He's going to pick up things naturally there. But I think a lot of it can be taken care of if he just has that aggressive mindset on the offensive end of the floor that he has on the defensive end of the floor.
Coach, you mentioned about rotating that defense. Do you expect the Tigers to play zone against you guys?
I do. They play a variety of defenses. They'll full court pressure us a little bit. They've shown a couple different zone defenses, but just with the way that we've struggled against the zone, and at times we've struggled to shoot it from the perimeter as well. I would expect us to see zone until we prove that we can, pick it apart and score against it.
How big of a game is this at this point in the season?
I don't like to every game's important, right? Yeah. But when at this point in the season and the struggles we've had, obviously the last few weeks here, we need a win really bad, but we're not going to approach this game any different. Obviously, we need to focus on ourselves, being the best we can be, not beating ourselves with silly turnovers and poor transition defense. We just need to focus on us and playing the best to our ability. All five guys playing together and battling every single possession on the offensive and defensive end of the floor, and the rest will take care of itself.
Excellent, Coach. Thank you very much, Coach Frank. I appreciate it. Best of luck tonight. We'll see you afterwards.
Thanks, Tom.
Dalton Franken, head coach of the Atlantic Trojans. We'll be back with the starting lineups and the First Whitney Bank opening tip-off. That's coming up next.
At Outfitters Plus in Atlantic, you'll find all the latest in custom apparel and headwear. Head to Outfitters and work with the design pros to make your customized tees, team apparel, and personalized swag for your business a reality. Whether it's fan apparel for your high school or youth sports teams, your business, or you just want to make something your own, you'll have everyone saying, "Where'd you get that?" Don't forget, Outfitters will also add your group store online to make ordering a breeze. Get personalized at Outfitters Plus Outlet Store in Atlantic. Stop by today.
The Super Bowl in Atlantic is a great place to have your next celebration. Birthday parties, family outings, date nights, or just hanging out with friends. The Super Bowl is the place to be. With Glow Bowling on Friday and Saturday nights and ramps and bumpers for the kids, anyone can have a blast at the Super Bowl. Call Dan today at 243-4656 to reserve your lane and get ready for fun.
Wrapping up the warm-ups is here we go, Cody. And, we talked to Coach Dalton Franken. You heard that pregame, and what did you get out of that? I mean, it's a big game for both these teams, obviously.
It is. But he's realistic about everything to me. It's you can tell that he's a good coach. He obviously knows how to play. I mean, I watched him and his brother for years. And,
tremendous,
I'm a wrestling fan, but when those guys are competitors and, there was no give up in him, and he's trying to relay that onto the players and don't make silly mistakes. Let's not beat ourselves. You know, if we're going to get beat, let's get beat, but let's be aggressive and let's go for it.
Starting lineups coming up. One of the First Winnie Bank opening tip-off also coming your way here in just a little bit. Atlantic hosting Red Oak in a Hawkeye 10 conference matchup here tonight. When you look at the Tigers, as Cody mentioned, they've got height inside with Gigstad at 6'4" and Montgomery at 6'5", and Montgomery leads the team in scoring just shy of 16 or 17 points a game. He's right at 16.77 for the Tigers. Atlantic led by Gavin McLaren, averaging just over 13 points a game. Kennick Jewell at 10.5, the point guard for Atlantic. And when he gets hot, what he buried the other night, he had about 6 threes, I believe. Up at Harlan, and he just got to rolling with that three-point shot. For Atlantic, they're going to go with Hudson McLaren, a 6'1" junior, Kennick Jewell, a 5'9" senior, Shelton Moalia, averaging 6 a game, a 6'4" junior, and Grant Petty, a 6'1" sophomore, and Gavin McLaren, a 6'2" junior, starting for the Trojans. Atlantic goes 6'1", 5'9", 6'4", 6'1", and 6'2". We'll see Hunter Nelson, a 5'10" junior, come off the bench. He can shoot it up for the Trojans as well. Let's take a look at the Red Oak Tigers, and their starters are going to be introduced first in their road black uniforms. Red Oak, their head coach is Ron DeBreeze, assisted by Dean Coffey, Chris Gilbert, Brian Benson, and Jesse Taylor. Dalton Franken, head coach for the Trojans, assisted by Jeremy Blake, J.C. Hoig, Nathan Block, Zach Christensen, the coaches for Atlantic. So the Tigers are Coach DeBreeze. It's Carson Roeder. Getting a start for Red Oak. Roeder wears number 1, averaging 8.92 a game. And also getting a start will be Braden Seifert. Sifford is averaging about 10.46 a game. Brett Erickson wears number 10, front and back. Erickson averaging 8.39 a game. Landon Gingstad, a 6'4" senior, will start for the Tigers, averaging 4.23 a game. Reese Montgomery, the leading scorer at 6'5", and a sophomore, 16.77. The opening tip-off coming up. It's brought to you by the First Whitney Bank, a local bank, the only bank you'll ever need, First Whitney Bank.
Your business, but there are times when you need someone to come alongside you.
Gas prices got you down? Need a ride to work or the grocery store? There's public transportation for everyone in Southwest Iowa. SWITA offers taxi service in Atlantic, Glenwood, Harlan, Missouri Valley, Red Oak, and Shenandoah. $2.50 each way or $2 for seniors 60 years and older. Just call 1-800-842-8065.
Welcome back to Atlantic as the starters being introduced for Atlantic. Hudson McLaren, a 6'1" junior. Kennick Jewell, a 5'9" senior. Shelton Moalia, a 6'4" junior. And Grant Petty, a 6'1" sophomore. Gavin McLaren, a 6'2" junior for the Trojans in their home white uniforms, black numbers, and the gold trim. Girls game, Atlantic girls won that one by the score of 62-23 over the Tigers here in game number 1. And now we start this second game here in Atlantic, and the Trojans will move right to left on your radio and on your screen as well. We're live video streaming, powered by Nishnanet on westerniowatoday.com. Just go to KS957. And here come the Tigers with Reese Montgomery, the 6'5" sophomore, to jump it up against 6'4" Shelton Moalia, the junior. Tigers left to right, Atlantic right to left. Here's the throw, and the tip controlled by Montgomery. Roeder takes the ball, and here comes the Tigers to the front court. Opening possession, Roeder high on left. To Sifford, top of the circle. Just underway here. Sifford, a deep bomb from the top, can't get it. And McLaren snags the rebound for Atlantic. Kick to Jewell. Jewell at the top. Wings it to Petty, right baseline. Back to Jewell, right wing. Atlantic opening possession. Jewell slides in. Over to Moalia. Three-point J. No good. Rebound comes off to Erickson. Tip back to Roeder. He'll control the ball. Top of the circle for the Tigers. Sifford, top of the circle. Hands it off. Roeder on the drive. On Nice job with help defense by Moalia down low. to Sifford, top of the circle. 18 the shot clock. Sifford drives, puts one up, no. Rebound inside by Gigstad. He can't get it to go, and a foul called on Atlantic with 7:10 left first quarter, just underway. And it'll be a shooting foul for the Tigers. Reese Montgomery, who's averaging 16.77 a game, a 52% free throw shooter, 20-54 of the year, and he misses that one front iron.
And that foul on Gavin McLaren.
Got to keep him
out of foul trouble.
Out of foul trouble early. And
had a nice rebound there before, and but did draw the foul here.
Montgomery rattles that one home to put the Tigers up by the score of 1-0 on the Seed Pros scoreboard. Atlantic to the front court in a hurry, driving Jewel layup. Good! They're not going to count it. His foul to the floor. And Kinnick attacking the rim. They'll throw it in for the baseline, left side of the basket. 55 seconds into this one. Here's the throw in by Jewel. High and right to Petty. Wide open. He'll launch. No good on the three ball. Shelton Malya with the foul. Tigers get the ball back the other way. That's a second teamer on Atlantic here early in this first quarter. Gavin McLaren with one, and now Malya with a foul just 59 seconds into the game. So the inbounds will go to Sifford at the top of the circle. 1-0 Tigers with the lead. Montgomery got the free throw, missed another. Erickson top of the circle. Out top, Montgomery on the drive, jump stop, followed by Jay. Hook is good. Boy, this guy, he's talented. Averaging 16 a game, and he puts his team up 3-0 on the Seed Pros scoreboard, all three by Montgomery. Jewel hands it off to Petty, back out top to Gavin McLaren. To Kenny Jewel on the move. Malya, top of the circle. He'll take it to the rim, lays it up and in.
Yeah, and that was exactly what Coach Franken was talking about. You know, be aggressive, and he needs to be the driving force there.
No doubt. He's got the talent. He's got the ups. The border top of the circle for the Tigers. He's going to work the ball against Jewel. Back out top to Gigstad. Left wing to Brett Erickson. Erickson back out top to Sifford. Near the 6-minute mark to go in the first. Tigers by a point on the Seed Pro scoreboard, 3-2. Gigstad, Rotor. Caught by Jewel. Nice help defense by Malya. Montgomery out to Sifford. 6 on the shot clock. The Tigers got to get one up here. 3 on the shot clock. Sifford driving underneath, and we've got a shot clock violation or no? I think we do,
it's
yes.
going to be Atlantic's ball.
Nice defense by the Trojans.
Yeah, and Sifford tried to drive underneath there, and there was just too many defenders right there, and he couldn't get a pass in.
Atlantic with the basketball can take the lead in this possession. Under 6 to play, first quarter. Hudson McLaren guarded by Erickson tightly across the timeline. Hudson baseline drive, cut off, kick out Malya. Now Kennick, Jewel, top of the circle. Jewel off the screen. Angles right, goes baseline, runner off the glass, no good. Montgomery rebound, kick out Rotor. Tigers on the move, left to right to the front. Rotor high and left, 5:29 to go, driving Rotor down low, Gigstad layup up, no. Foul called on Atlantic, it'll be on Hudson McLaren, I believe.
Yeah, it looked like it there, and he had the right idea to pass it off there. You got those two tall guys there in the paint, and it's tough.
Gigstad will shoot 2 free throws for the Tigers. First one, a high arcer, is good. Red Oak 2 for 3 from the line, and a 4-2 lead here early on the Seed Pros scoreboard. Gigstad, a 50% free throw shooter, has not shot much from the line. That's just his 4th free throw. He missed it. And the Trojans get the basketball back. 4-2 lead for Red Oak. Hudson McLaren across the timeline. Loops the pass to Jewel and throws it away. Tigers get the ball back left to right. Tigers with good man-to-man defense, Cody, coming out. Both teams in a man.
Yeah, and I think Jewel thought that one had been tipped, and it hadn't, so it's going to be Red Oak's ball here.
Sifford. Bounce pass left wing, Montgomery out to Erickson. He'll launch a triple from the top, off the back iron. It rims long. And Sifford rebound for Red Oak, and he knocks it out of bounds. Atlantic's basketball. Just over 5 to play, first quarter of the Seed Pros scoreboard. 4-2 Tigers with the lead. Red Oak averages 53 a game, Atlantic 47. Jewel baseline. Out top Petty, he feels it. He'll fire from the top, no good. And the rebound out of bounds. Tigers basketball, they'll get it back the other way.
Yeah, they're not messing around. They're getting it in bounds there right away and bringing it across half court.
4-2. Tigers by a pair. Sifford drives. Down low, Gigstad across the paint. Montgomery layup good. good. He gets the and one. Boy, Montgomery is smooth. I can see why averages almost 17 a game. He's got 5 points early here. And it's going to be free throws for Reese Montgomery.
And that's 2 on McLaren.
Free throw is up and good. Montgomery 2 for 3 from the line. And he has 6 points early for the Tigers. And they lead 7-2 on the Seed Pros scoreboard. Atlantic inbounds to Jewell. Full court man-to-man defense. Roeder chases Jewell to the front court. He'll give it up to McLaren high and right. Woodward now the lineup will post up down low. Out to Moalia. He'll drive in, layup up, good!
And that's 2 we've seen on him, and he just needs to continue to drive in there until they can't get in there anymore.
Moalia averaging 6 here, Cody, coming in. And he has 4 already. A hard drive by Montgomery. Kick out Roeder. He works left wing for Red Oak in the front. 4:10 to go first quarter. Top of the circle, Sifford. Cut off. Roeder, he'll fire a 3, spun short, rebound Jewell. 7-4 Tigers, Atlantic possession. Jewell at the top, on the bounce. Leaves it baseline Petty. Back to Jewell left wing. Right side to Hudson McLaren. 7-4 Red Oak. 20 in the shot clock, Jewell. Drives baseline, backs up behind the line now, refigures and goes in. Runner up and good. Nice job by getting Jewell.
Yeah, he did the inside work there, and we haven't seen a lot of shots from him from the outside.
Nice little runner. Tigers a 3 ball at the other end. Montgomery rebounds the miss, and he puts it up and in. He's having a big first quarter. Montgomery with 8, averaging 16, 9-6 Tigers with the lead on the putback. Hudson, top of the circle, driving in. Nice runner. Good! Hudson getting a bucket for Atlantic. 9-8 Trojans trail by 1 on the Seed Pros scoreboard. 3:10 to go first quarter. Sifford to Erickson, into Reese Montgomery against Moalia. A nice spin shot, no foul, Shelton. Shelton and the fans maybe didn't agree with that, but
and Molly is not going to show his number. He's going to stay sideways with the official.
9-8, good D by Moalia, but he must have got some skin there as Montgomery will shoot a pair. 9-8 Red Oak, a free throw in flight, and it's no good. Reese Montgomery with 8 points here in the first quarter. Leading the charge for the Tigers, up 9-8. The other point is Landon Gingstad from the free throw line. Moalia comes out. He has 2 fouls already. And they're going to need him to stay solvent here in this first half. Montgomery's second free throw is good. Good touch by Montgomery.
Yeah, you got Woodward in for Gavin McLaren.
Hudson with the ball. Baseline, Hunter Nelson now in the game for the Trojans. He's in for Moalia. Back out top to Jewell, under 3 to play first quarter. Tigers by 2, 10-8 of the Seed Pros. Kinnick pulls up, step back 3 off the mark right. Rebound, Erickson to Sifford. He'll bring it across the timeline, left wing. Looks out top to Roeder. Roeder guarded by Kinnick Jewell. Now the lineup for Red Oak is Ethan Fouts. Down low to Montgomery, and he hooks it in for the Tigers.
And that was a real nice pass inside there.
12-8 Atlantic, not an answer for Montgomery here in the first quarter. Here's Hunter Nelson driving, and he throws to Jewell. Out top, Nelson, left side Hudson. He's going to fire the triple, no good. Petty rebounds. His putback is no good, but a good effort by Grant Petty, the 6'2 sophomore, with the board, the putback, and he draws the foul. He'll shoot a pair.
I think it's going to be, it was on the floor, I believe.
Yep, you're right. So they're going to throw it in baseline. It'll be Hudson McLaren to toss it in. 12-8 Red Oak with the lead. Kinnick Jewell with the throw in. Now left wing, Hudson McLaren. Hudson back out top to Jewell. 2:08 to play first quarter. Grant Petty with the right wing, back to Jewell at the top. Left side to Hudson, baseline, Hunter Nelson. To Hudson. Man defense. Here's Petty for 3, no good. The rebound. Woodward, his putback is missed. Woodward fighting for it. Montgomery comes up with it. Out to Petty. Atlantic gets the ball back. And a fresh 35. Jewell drives low to Woodward. Too far under. He's got to back up and put it up. No. The ball tipped out by the Tigers. Throw in by Atlantic. Now the ball game is going to be Mason Fisher. So Ethan Fouts and Fisher come off the bench for Coach DeVries here in this first quarter for the Tigers. Atlantic using Woodward and Nelson. Hudson McLaren to throw it in. Way out top to Kenny Jewell. He'll get it back into Hunter Nelson. Nelson drives right side. Runner up, no good. Rebound, Reese Montgomery for Red Oak with 1:40 to go on the clock.
And that was a good hustle by Kennick. It almost, going over and back. So
Montgomery out top. Right baseline. Erickson back out top to Roeder. Fouts is in there, left wing. Out to Montgomery for three. Knocked it down. Man, Montgomery with 14 first quarter points, 15-8 Red Oak. Atlantic in the backcourt against a full court man-to-man, and we've got a whistle. Timeout, Dalton Franken. 1:15 left here in this first quarter. 15 Red Oak, 8 Atlantic. We're back right after these at 95.7 FM and our live video stream on westerniowatoday.com.
Stein delivers more new genetics faster. Our focus on delivering higher yielding genetics faster than the competition is why we have released more new Enlist E3 lines in the past 5 years than any other seed company. For elite genetics paired with simple, flexible, and effective weed control, plant Stein Enlist E3 soybeans. Stein has yield. 45 years of yield. Learn more at steinseed.com.
Welcome back to Atlantic. It's Reese Montgomery with 14 of the 15 points for the Tigers. A tremendous first quarter, and the Tigers lead 15-8 over Atlantic on the Seed Pros scoreboard. 1:13 to go, first quarter. Kenny Jewell brings it across to the bounce. Over to Hunter Nelson, high and right. Nelson out top to Hudson McLaren, guarded by Sifford. Hands it off to Kenny Jewell. Guarded out top by Roeder. Roeder gives him some space, under a minute to go, first quarter, back to McLaren. Hudson right high and left on the drive, kick out Woodward. Reed, the big guy, now left side of Petty. He'll set and shoot the three. No good. Rebound that comes off to Roeder for the Tigers to the front. Out to Montgomery. He'll take it inside, lays it up and in. My goodness, Montgomery with 16. 17-8 Tigers. Hudson McLaren in the backcourt. Gets by Sifford. Right side, Hunter Nelson. He'll set up and fire the three. Too strong. Montgomery rebound for the Tigers. It's been all Reese Montgomery for Red Oak here in this first quarter. Baseline drive, layup up, and no good by Fouts. And a foul called on Atlantic with 15 seconds to go first quarter. Boy, this Reese Montgomery averaging 16 a game. He shoots almost 48% from the field. And he can shoot the three. He's shooting about 35% from behind the arc. He's been dynamic here in the first quarter.
Yeah, I'm not sure about that foul. The ball was back down on the floor before the official blew his whistle.
Fouts' first free throw is no good. He's got another one coming. But just shy of 16 seconds to play in the first quarter. 17-8. The Tigers with a lead over Atlantic. Ethan Fouts, a 6'4 junior off the bench, makes the free throw. 18-8, a double-digit lead now for the Tigers. Their first double-digit lead here with 12 seconds to go in the first. Hudson McLaren on the dribble at 9. Angles right at 8. It's 7 to Jewell. Jewell goes baseline at 5. Backs up one to Hudson McLaren at 2. Hudson fires at 1. No good from three-point land. And we're through one quarter play. And it's the Red Oak Tigers 18, Atlantic 8. So we'll take a timeout. We're back in a minute to 95.7 FM and our live stream, westerniowatoday.com.
Hey there, this is Tanner from your Atlantic Hy-Vee, and I've got some exciting news to share. Thanks to your feedback, we're currently rated the friendliest Hy-Vee in the entire company. That's a huge honor, and on behalf of the whole team, thank you to everyone who's taken time to share their thoughts. Did you know you can leave feedback too? Just check the link on the bottom of your Hy-Vee receipt or in your email after a purchase. Whether it's a compliment or constructive criticism, I love reading our surveys and making sure we're always improving. And as always, thank you for shopping your Atlantic Hy-Vee.
Is your New Year's resolution to save money? Are you hungry for a slice of greatness? Godfather's Pizza, located right here at Olson's BP in Atlantic, has a deal that you can't refuse all January long. Right now, order any large pizza and you'll get half off any delicious side. Don't wait, this offer is only good through the end of January and it's one side per order. Swing by Olson's BP in Atlantic and make sure your next meal doesn't break the bank. Godfather's Pizza and Olson's BP in Atlantic, the keep you going store.
Welcome back to Atlantic. It's 18-8. Red Oak with the lead over the Trojans of the Seed Pro scoreboard. And it's been Reese Montgomery who has 16 of the 18 points to lead the Tigers. Atlantic will have the ball to start the second quarter. Jewell out to Gavin McLaren. He'll leave it off for Hudson McLaren, top of the circle. To Kennick Jewell, inside to Gavin. Back out to Hudson, left baseline Grant. Petty driving in to Hudson, top of the circle. He'll slither in, runner up, no good. And Petty chases down the rebound for Atlantic. Trojans get it back, and now a steal by Sifford, taken it back by Hudson. Baseline Gavin to Kennick Jewell, high and right. And a steal by Roeder. He just picked Jewell's pocket. In the front, Tigers out top Sifford. 10-point lead for Red Oak. Sifford top of the circle. Reese Montgomery will post up down on the left side. He's got 16 of the 18. Gigstead back to Sifford, high and right for the Tigers against Hudson, driving in. And a whistle. We've got a player control foul called on Sifford. Maybe got that arm out to protect himself a little too much, according to the stripes, and Atlantic will have the ball. With some work to do, down by 10, 18-8. Good job of the Tigers. Reese Montgomery carrying the load in the first quarter with 16. Hudson and McLaren across the timeline for Atlantic. Run by Erickson. Gets a screen from Gavin McLaren. Pass out top to Grant Petty. Petty at the elbow. Elevates and fires short. Rebound Sifford out to Roeder. Trojans can't buy a bucket here.
No, I mean, and really that's the difference in the 10-point game. We've had a lot of open shots that just have not gone in.
And that will change. Trojans need to play some defense until that shot comes. But in the meantime, Roeder hits a deep three. And the Tigers up 21-8. So Roeder with a three ball. That's his 30th make of the year. He's 30 of 116. Foul called on Erickson for Red Oak on Kennick Jewell in the front court. 6:25 to go, second quarter. And the Tigers up big by the score of 21-8 here on the Seed Pro scoreboard. And the throw in by Hunter Nelson for Atlantic. Looks out top for Kennick Jewell. Jewell over to Hudson McLaren for the Trojans. Moya is back in playing with two fouls. Gavin with two fouls. Down low to Moya. Layup good. What a throw in by Gavin.
That was a great throw by Gavin. Wide open there inside. And we needed that bucket bad.
21-10. Moya is at his average 6 points. And he's going to get more. Driving Roeder. Runner from the baseline. No good. Rebound. Hunter Nelson for Atlantic at the 6-minute mark to go in the half. Jewell on the run for the Trojans. At the top. Charges in. Layup up. No. Rebound, Reese Montgomery for the Tigers with 5:50 to go. Pass ahead, Gigstead, layup good.
And just quick offense there. Basically full court pass.
And timeout, Dalton Franken with 5:41 left to go. First half, it's Red Oak 23, Atlantic 10, back in 60 seconds.
Stein delivers more new genetics faster.
Is your New Year's resolution to save money? Are you hungry for a slice of greatness? Godfather's Pizza, located right here at Olson's BP in Atlantic, has a deal that you can't refuse all January long. Right now, order any large pizza and you'll get half off any delicious side. Don't wait, this offer is only good through the end of January and it's one side per order. Swing by Olson's BP in Atlantic and make sure your next meal doesn't break the bank. Godfather's Pizza and Olson's BP in Atlantic, the keep you going store.
At Rolling Hills Bank and Trust, we're not just a bank. We're your neighbors. We've been dedicated to our communities for over 35 years. From real estate and ag loans to personal and commercial banking, we offer a full range of financial services tailored to meet your needs. We believe in giving back and being involved in the communities we serve. Stop into one of our 12 convenient locations or visit us at
Back to Atlantic Trojan basketball on KS 95.7 and live streamed at westerniowatoday.com.
Tom Robinson, Cody Weaver. We have about 5:41 to go in this second quarter. It's 23-10. Red Oak with the lead. Atlantic just needs to heat up a little bit here and get back in it as Jewell bring it across the timeline. Pass to McLaren, back to Jewell, high and right. Hunter Nelson swings it to Moya, left baseline. Tigers in a man. Kennick for three, no good. Rebound, Reese Montgomery. He'll leave it off for Erickson. He'll hand it off to Sifford. He'll bring it to the front to Roeder. He went over and back. He left the back court and then landed in the front. He did not establish possession in that front court, and Atlantic's going to get the ball back on the turnover. So Petty will come in for the Trojans, and Kennick Jewell will get a break for Atlantic. It's going to be Petty and Hudson McLaren, Hunter Nelson, Gavin McLaren, and Shelton Walya. For the Tigers, Brett Erickson, Sifford, Gigstad, Roeder, and Reese Montgomery, the starters as well. Petty out to McLaren, a steal by Sifford, and a foul called. And is that on Gavin?
I think it was on Hudson, I believe. No, it's on Red Oak. It was on Sifford.
Oh, it's on Sifford. Trojans get a break there. Sifford with the foul on the steal attempt.
You know, and I mean, Red Oak's defense is in your face.
Oh, yeah.
And they're playing tight defense, and we're having a tough time getting shot off, but the only shots I think we've had maybe the second quarter could be just Malia inside that one time.
Yes.
Nothing is falling, whether it's a 2 or 3 point bucket.
Inbounds to Hudson McLaren, 23-10 Tigers. 5 minutes to go here in this first half. Hudson on the angle drive. Pulls up and leaves it off for Gavin McLaren. A steal by Fisher now in the game. Kick out to Brett Erickson, top of the circle. Near side Gigstad. He'll take it inside. And a player control foul on Gigstad. Hudson McLaren took the brunt of it. Atlantic gets the ball back with 4:53 to go in the first half. 23-10 Tigers with the lead. They led 18-8 after one quarter. They kind of gradually pulled away in that first quarter, led by Reese Montgomery, 16 of the 18.
Yeah, and I don't know what the efficiency of the outside shots is, or the shots in general, but good job by Gavin there, using that muscle and driving in.
Gavin took it down the right baseline and got the bucket, 23-12. Tigers in the front court. Montgomery out top. The sophomore leaves it off for Brett Erickson. Under 4.5 to go first half. Tigers with the basketball. Here's a long, deep shot by Roeder, no good. Rebound Fisher. Out top to Erickson. Back to Fisher, high and right. Inside of Montgomery. Backdoor layup. Rims out of McLaren.
And he was wide open.
Swoops in to get the rebound for the Trojans. McLaren wide open. Moya layup. God! 23-14. Moya with 8 points.
It's kind of changing a little bit.
You betcha, Cody. Timeout is called, and we'll take it with them. 4:03 to go in the half. 23, Red Oak 14, Atlantic, and we're back right after these.
Get ready for a fresh start at Greg Young Atlantic. Our Greg Young Fresh Start program helps you hit the road with confidence, overcome credit challenges with personalized financing, and a wide selection of great vehicles. Visit us today to find your brand new Chevy, GMC, Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, or Ram, or check out our huge pre-owned selection at GregYoungAtlantic.com and GregYoungCDJRAtlantic.com. And to apply. Don't miss out on this incredible offer. Here at Greg Young, we go the extra mile for you.
Oak Point Wealth Management is making important changes to better serve you. Wealth Manager Aaron Friend is proud to announce that Oak Point Wealth has partnered with LPL Financial, providing comprehensive tools and resources to support your financial goals. Aaron remains committed to serving Southwest Iowa with personalized service backed by LPL's dynamic technology and investment platform.
I'm excited to embrace independence and keep my focus on what matters most, my clients' best interests.
Visit www.oakpointwealth.com, 712-207-3521 to learn more about how Oak Point Wealth Management can help you pursue your financial goals.
Atlantic outscored the Tigers 6-2 here this second quarter so far, as Red Oak led 18-8 after one quarter of play. Red Oak with the basketball in the front court. Fisher handles it high and right. Atlantic in his zone now. They'll go baseline to Montgomery. The sophomore with 16 points. Back out top, Fisher, Mason Fisher. Out top to Roeder. 3:45 to go in the half. Tigers up 23-14 in the Seed Pro scoreboard. Montgomery. Tigers trying to identify this zone now. Atlantic at a 1-2-2.
Yeah, and I mean, Red Oak's got a couple inside now, but before they were just all outside.
Deep three by Erickson. He knocked it down. Well, that's how you break a zone. And Erickson with a deep three for Red Oak. 26-14. Tigers back up by double figures. Atlantic with the ball in the front court. Pass left baseline to Petty, guarded by Roeder. Red Oak's in a man. Gavin muscles his way in. Layup no good. Rebound Montgomery. Nearing the 3-minute mark to go in the first half. Tigers up by a dozen on the Seed Pro scoreboard. Montgomery takes the pass, jump stop. Over to Erickson, a foul called on Atlantic on the floor. with 2:59 to play here in the second quarter. Boy, Erickson, what a big three. Atlanta came out of his own, and the Tigers looking a little bit discombobulated there for a moment, trying to figure out what kind of an offensive rotation to run. And then Erickson winds up and nails the three from the top of the circle. Tigers have the ball baseline with under 3 to go. In the first half, Roeder high and left. Back to Erickson. Reese Montgomery, he'll swing it right to Fisher. Mason Fisher with a basketball, the 5'10 junior. Roeder. Erickson hands it off to Sifford. 24 on the shot clock. Tigers taking their time trying to find the open look. They'll work the ball high and right. Roeder off the screen from Erickson. Whips the pass over to Sifford. Back out to Erickson. He'll launch the three. He got it again. Erickson's feeling it. 2 threes for the man. The 5'8 senior, he's got 6-0 run going for the Tigers. They go down deep to McLaren for Atlantic, and he is fouled. But how about Erickson? Atlantic on a 6-2 run in this second stanza, and Erickson comes out with 2 straight 3-point shots. And now Red Oak has outscored Atlantic 8-6, but McLaren will be at the free throw line for the Trojans. Down 29-14 with 2:25 to go in the first half. McLaren's free throw is good. He got the roll. Gavin with 3 points, averaging 13 a game. Second free throw coming up. He's a 45% free throw shooter. He's now 26 of 56 on the year. Gavin dips his knees. He'll spin it up short off the front iron. Mason Fisher with the rebound for the Tigers. Red Oak with a 14-point advantage to the front court with 2:20 to go in the half. Gigstead, Sifford, Roeder swings it right. Mason Fisher looks inside to Reese Montgomery. Back out top, Sifford. A little contact, but no harm, no foul. And hey, let him go. You know, hey, Gavin with a big steal for Atlantic, and he stepped out of bounds, but a good job by Gavin, showing quickness playing that post defense.
Yeah, he's been tough inside there. And, you know, Sifford got called earlier for offensive, so I think the fans were hoping for a payback there.
Kinnick back in the game, Kinnick Jewel. Tigers have possession. They work the ball high and right. Sifford under 2 to play here in the second quarter. Roeder out top, now high and right to Gigstand. Guarded by Molly with 8 points inside of Reese Montgomery. He'll turn, shoot, and miss the shot. Gavin, good defense and a rebound. He'll kick to Jewel to the front. Back to Gavin, top of the circle. He'll take a running jump. Good, Gavin.
He thought about a 3 there and just took off and got the easy layup there. Kind of left it open for him.
Yeah, I don't know if I want to get in his way either, though. I tell you, that guy with a full head of steam. Tigers possession. 29-17, Red Oak, and Mason Fisher goes up for a shot. Foul called on the Trojans with 1:21 to go in the second quarter. Gab McLaren with 5 points. Shelton Walia leads with 8 for Atlantic. Reese Montgomery had 16 points in that first quarter. He is scoreless here in the second quarter. But it's Brett Erickson that has led the way with 2 3-point shots. Atlantic had outscored the Tigers 6-2 midway through this frame, and then 2 threes by Erickson. Hook shot by Montgomery missed. He gets no rebound, turns around and puts it in.
Yeah, he's kind of been all over the place.
31-16 Tigers. Atlantic in the front. Kinnick driving in. Kicks left to Hudson McLaren. Looks out top to Gavin McLaren. Ball is loose, scramble, and Roeder comes up with it. Hudson with good defense cuts him off. And the Tigers set up for the top of the circle under a minute to go. Here's a deep 3 by Sifford, no good. Roeder, he tries a bomb. He'll miss that one. Jewel rebound for Atlantic, so a couple of wild shots for the Tigers. They lead by 14, 31-17. 40 seconds to go. Atlantic slows it down here, Cody.
Yeah, and I mean, it's nice to see him miss a couple shots, you know, so they're going to be thinking about those, and we need to start hitting some.
Jewel bounces towards the Trojan head of the mid of the court. 25 seconds here in the second quarter. 10 on the shot clock. Jewel angles right. Baseline, Petty drives at 7, puts it up at 6, no good. Montgomery rebounds. Plenty of time for the Tigers to pad their lead here, up 31-17. They've got the ball with 10 seconds, down to 9-8, 7 to go in the first half. They'll pass the ball to Erickson at 5. He leaves it off for Sifford at 4. Now at 3, Sifford drives at 2. Left side, Roeder fires at the buzzer and missed the 3-point shot. And it's halftime here in Atlantic. And Red Oak, who led 18-8 after one, leads 31-17 here at the halftime break. And we're going to be joined by Atlantic head girls basketball coach Dan Vargason here during a halftime break. It's brought to you by Olson's BP and Olson's Fuel. Your home for the great Godfather's Pizza and BP Fuel. We're back with Coach right after this from Olson's BP.
Good coaches know their players' strengths and weaknesses. They watch, evaluate, and come up with a game plan to make their team better. Like a good coach, when you bring your vehicle to McAdee Tire, they listen to your concerns and give clear explanations on how they can help. They come up with a game plan to get your vehicle performing at its best. From tires to oil changes, brakes, engine repair, and more, McAdee Tire can assist in all your vehicle needs and help you feel prepared for all the competitions ahead. McAdee Tire and Service, where their game-winning service is always a slam dunk.
Here in Atlantic as the Red Oak Tigers lead the Atlantic Trojans 31-17, and the Atlantic girls winning 60-23. Coach, you got off to a big lead early and just kept on rolling. A lot of kids get to play in a game like this, and what can you say about the domination by your team tonight?
Yeah, it was good to get everybody in the game, get some people some points. I think tonight was McKenna Sontag's first career point, so that's always fun to get some kids some points as a senior. But, it was actually a little bit of a slow start. It was steady, but it took us some time, but we did build up to I think it was 11-0 at one point. But it just took us some time to get there. We're a little bit sloppy getting going, missed some shots, turned the ball over a little bit in the first half, but then got it blown open a little bit and changed some things up, tried some things out, some things that we haven't been able to do. It wasn't just about scoring and getting things going. It was about, postseason's coming up, and we wanted to try some things out in a game situation. We saw some things the other night against Harlan that tripped us up, so we wanted to try some game scenarios tonight.
Well, you talk about maybe the slow start offensively, but defensively, it was 13-0 actually run in that first quarter. Defense was relentless early.
Yeah, we ran our 1-2-2 really well. Was happy with the way we were rotating, jumping passes, and then rebounding as well. But, we wanted to try up some different options. Again, postseason, everyone knows what you're going to do, so what else can you run? We got a chance to run some man-to-man, some 1-3-1, some other things like that. We've seen ourselves run 2-3, but it's just a good opportunity to get some kids in different positions. And, we got Jillian Satoff into some situations, yes. Bryn Lamp into some situations. It's a good opportunity to get them in with some of our varsity players and not just at the end of game and with some other players that come off the bench, but getting them some meaningful minutes with some other kids and kind of see what they would do.
Well, you picked up your 10th win now here in the season, 10-5, and you've got a non-conference date with Trainer on Thursday night. It'll be a good test against the Western Iowa Conference team.
Yeah, we picked this one up. We're sick of getting beat in the second round of the regional finals, so we wanted to beef up our schedule. We didn't want to go pick up a team that we knew we'd blow the doors off, so we picked up the Trainer game, we picked up the Exira game this year. We wanted to be battle tested and be ready to go. Our girls' goal is to get into the third round and get to Des Moines. And playing a team like, Trainer, teams like Exira, they're teams that are going to help get you there. So Thursday we know Coach Chapman's going to have them ready to go. Their only loss is the Pius out of Nebraska. So they're very good. We saw them this summer. We scrimmaged them a little bit. High intensity. They can score the ball. They can defend really well. Very aggressive. That's the kind of game we need right now to show us what we're made of.
Well, that's what you're doing right now, too. Playing great defense, and you got that inside game going like you have, especially after the break, but you're getting some outside shooting. Schrader had 2 threes tonight, and Zoe Kirchhoff had a deep 3 also, so you could hit the outside as well.
Yeah, and that's something we've got to focus on, is getting that going a little bit more. We had 3 tonight. I think we had 6 at Harlan, and we just got to keep getting into that consistent. We were 0-5 at halftime, and we challenged them at half and said we got to get some threes falling. But, we were able to get the ball inside in the first half, so we didn't really want to just launch. 0-5 isn't the worst thing. The fact that we weren't 0-15 is good. And then the second half, like I said, just challenge them, knock down the threes, and we hit some rhythm threes, and then we had some younger players come in and shoot some threes as well. But again, we just wanted to see what else we can do. We didn't just want to sit in our base stuff tonight, run, score. That's just kind of silly and pointless. It doesn't do any good for anybody. And, Red Oak's shorthanded. They don't have a whole lot of girls, and we've been in that situation. That's not any fun. And, their coach is out. Congratulations to Coach Johnson. They just had a baby in their family. So didn't get to see him tonight, so congratulations to them as well.
You know all about that too, Coach, from a year ago. Nice presentation early. Peyton Harder now 1,274 points. Holds that record for 5-player basketball here. A nice presentation honoring her and her family.
Yeah, we get the record on the road at Harlan. That's where she scored 1,000 points too. Something about that gym for her apparently. But, we want to get recognition to her and her family. She's put in the work and scored the points and got the rebounds. So it's only fitting to recognize that here tonight. Let them have that special moment as a family and let our fans honor her and recognize her. 2 records is pretty impressive. And, we talked the other night, she's top 5 in a lot of other categories. So she does it all. She gets assists, steals, rebounds, points, blocks. She does a little bit of everything, team player. Great kid to coach, so it's been a lot of fun.
Well, Coach, thanks a bunch. A great product on the floor. Pick up your 10th win this season. Head to trainer on Thursday night and Creston on Monday. We'll see you Monday at Creston. Best of luck on Thursday.
Sounds good. Thank you.
You bet. Dan Vargason, head coach of the Atlantic Girls, as they win tonight over the Red Oak Tigers 60-23, and they go to 10-5 on the season. We'll be back with more second half play on the boys' side right here at 95.7 FM and our live stream, westerniowatoday.com.
Just when you think he's Mr. Perfect, he wakes up and proves me wrong. You can't charge a junk battery. Look here, mister. Replace it. I called Atlantic Egg and Auto, gave them make and model, and they have a new battery waiting at the counter. Go now. Here's a Mr. Pibb and peanut M&Ms to tide you over so you don't have to make any stops. Atlantic and Audubon Egg and Auto, your only locally owned CarQuest retail stores. Your go-to for batteries, parts, and sometimes fixing relationship and his hunger problems.
At Seed Pros, our mission is to be your business partner every day of every season.
Pioneer Hybrid International was founded in Iowa back in 1926 and is still American today. Not many other seed providers can make that claim.
We partner with you to continually push the limits by combining elite seed genetics, local infield knowledge, along with customer service second to none.
We are with you from the word go. Contact Mark Van Tiger, Gary Dinkla, Nick Knutson, or John Becker to partner with a team that puts your business needs first.
With a 31-17 lead, our halftime brought to you by Olson's BP and Olson's Fuel, your home for Godfather's Pizza. Tigers led after 1 quarter of play by the score of 18-8, and then they extended that to 31-17. Cody, I know you mentioned it, and it was Trojans were coming back. That second quarter, they outscored the Tigers 6-2, but then Brett Erickson got going. So if it's not Montgomery at 16 first quarter points, Erickson hit some big threes for Red Oak.
I mean, he was behind, probably a good 5 feet behind the three-point line, and just easy, simple shot, not a lot of arc to him or anything, and just right in the bucket. And they did miss a few shots there right at the end of the second half, and Atlantic had a little bit of momentum, I would say, maybe a couple buckets there. So hopefully that carries into the second half, and Atlantic can start hitting some of those threes that they were taking, because they had a lot of open shots. They just couldn't get anything to fall other than right inside the paint.
And for Montgomery, 18 points in the first half, averaging 16 coming in, and 6 points for Brett Erickson. Both of those were long-range shot behind the arc. Carson Roeder has a 3, and 3 points for Landon Gigstad. He's 1 for 2 from line with a field goal, and Ethan Fouts 1 for 2 at the line. Red Oak 31-17 here after the first half of play. For Atlantic, Shelton Wallia averaging 6 points a game. He is 8 first half points. And also for Atlantic, Gavin McLaren with 5. And Kinnick Jewell with a pair. And you can bet he's going to heat up maybe the second half and hit some threes. He's a leading three-point shooter for the Trojans here coming in. And he can bury him. He's a 29% three-point shooter. He was 15 of 51 coming in to this game tonight. Also, Hudson McLaren with 2 points. And that's what we have, and we'll see. Grant Petty yet to score, but He'll get one, and Hunter Nelson also. They can heat up.
Yeah, I mean, these guys warming up here now are pretty much working just on threes. They're working in a little bit, but mostly working on that outside shot.
Once again, our halftime score, 31-17. Red Oak with the lead. Then at 18-8 after one, and then open up a 31-17 lead here at the halftime break. Well, we'll see what the Trojans bring for defense here in the second half. They went to a zone, Cody, and looked like that was going to maybe work. And then Erickson stepped back and fired a couple of 25-footers, and that ruined the zone, huh?
Yeah, I mean, and that's, again, sometimes you're on and sometimes you're off, and they were on for sure to me the first half. So we'll see how the second half goes.
Yeah, Red Oak averages 53 points coming in, and they're well over halfway there here so far tonight. The Lions played pretty good defense this season, just been that offense getting that cranked up, and we'll see what they can do in the second half. 31-17, our score here at the halftime break. Red Oak will have the basketball to start this third quarter of play. Atlantic comes out with their starters, original starters, and Red Oak as well. Brett Erickson fires into Rotor. We're underway second half. Thanks for joining us here on our live video stream, WesternIowaToday.com, powered by Nishna Nets, and on the radio at 95.7 FM. Atlantic gets a steal on the first possession. Pass low to Grant Petty. Reverse layup up and God!
Yeah,
Petty.
that's a great way to start that second half.
Petty with the
turnover there by Red Oak, and we took advantage of that.
Atlantic by 12, 31-19. Gigstead high left, back out top. The Rotor off the screen. Angles right. Now takes Petty to the rim, and he turned the ball over. The Atlantic will get the ball back on the turnover. 7:30 to go here in this third quarter. Atlantic closed the gap to 12. It's 31-17, a 14-point lead for the Tigers at the break. Here's Hudson McLaren on the dribble across the timeline. Guarded closely by Erickson. He'll take it to the right wing. Inside of Gab McLaren. He'll take it up and in. Whoops, he missed the shot. Excuse me. Putback is good. Gavin battling Atlantic in a 4 run to start the second half, 31-21. Trojans cut the lead to 10. Tigers front court. Down inside to Rotor. High right to Gigstad, out top to Sifford. He'll take it to the rim. Spinning, turning, baseline. Erickson for three. Good! Boy, oh boy, can Erickson hit that triple. That's his third. And he kept the things going for Red Oak in that second quarter, 34-21. Tigers back up by 13. Gab McLaren in the front court. Erickson with 3 threes. He has 9. Kenny Jewell with it, driving inside. Kick right, McLaren. Gavin for 3, off the mark. Rebound, Reese Montgomery for the Tigers at 6:30 to go third. They'll pass ahead to Rotor left baseline. Picked up by Grant Petty. Atlantic in a man defense to start this third quarter. They played some zone late second quarter. Rotor top of the circle, goes baseline. Erickson now inside to Reese Montgomery, and a steal by Molia for Atlantic. Trojans get the ball back. Third turnover for Red Oak here to start the second half. Baseline of Grant Petty. Back out top to Hudson McLaren. 6 minutes left, third quarter. Wide open Kenny Jewell. Over to Molia on the left wing. Back out top to Petty. Grant will take it inside. Nice spin. Layup up. Good! Petty with 4 points right out of the gate here in the second half. 34-23. Tigers by 11 on the Seed Pro scoreboard. They'll go inside to Montgomery over Molia. Now we've got a whistle. A foul on the floor in Atlantic. With 5:43 to go, third quarter.
It'll be Molia's third.
So Shelton with 3 fouls. Inbounds pass from Sifford out top the Rotor. Guarded by Petty. Back to Gigstad baseline. In time to Reese Montgomery. He'll take it inside the paint. Kick out to Gigstad. Gigstad on the drive. Baseline cut off by McLaren. Back to Montgomery into the block. And Kenny Jewell slapped it away, but Red Oak retains it. Baseline, Rotor for 3, no good. Rebound, Gavin McLaren for Atlantic. He charges to the front, comes to a quick stop, and leaves it off for Kenny Jewell at 5:17.
And
down
wide
low to
open
Petty, layup good. Petty with 6 points here in the third quarter for Atlantic. And the Trojans now within single digits, 34-25. We talked about Petty getting involved, Cody, and he's got 3 buckets close range here, third quarter. 5 minutes left here in this third stanza. Atlantic getting back in this thing. Rotor drive shot. Good foul, Atlantic. Trojans make a run, and Red Oak gets an answer And it's Roeder with a 2, the bucket and 1. And he has 5 points and will have a free throw with 4:54 to go third quarter. An 11-point Tiger lead, 36-25, and Roeder's free throw is good. 37-25 Tigers. Roeder with 6. Atlantic in the front court. Gavin Clear at the point guard.
You don't see him bringing across often.
To Cuz Hudson, back to Kennick Jewell, high and right. High post Gavin, baseline. Grant Petty, he'll pull up, shoot. Good! Petty getting hot. Petty with 8 for Atlantic. 37-27. Tigers lead is 10. They have the basketball. 4.5 to play. Third quarter. Sifford drives, kicks baseline to Gigstad for 3. No. Montgomery rebounds and a foul called on Kennick Jewell. Tomahawked Montgomery on the board with 4:19 to go third quarter. 37-27. Tigers with a lead. Woodward comes in for the Trojans, and Wally with 3 fouls will sit. Probably a good idea. You're going to need him down the stretch. Sifford will throw it in. Loops it out top to Erickson with 3 threes. Left baseline, Sifford on the bounce. Guarded by Hudson McLaren driving. Kicks it out top to Roeder. Roeder on the dribble. Now Erickson left wing. You got to cover him close. Montgomery going to work. Back out top. A deep 3 by Sifford. Good! Sifford with the triple. Tigers can shoot it. 40-27. Red Oak with the lead of the Seed Pros. 4 minutes left, third quarter. Atlantic with the basketball. Out top to Gavin McLaren. Guarded by Reese Montgomery at the top of the circle. And a whistle, timeout called by Dalton Franken. We'll take it with them. We'll be back right after this 1-minute timeout.
At Seed Pros, our mission is to be your business partner every day of every season.
Pioneer Hybrid International was founded in Iowa back in 1926 and is still American today. Not many other seed providers can make that claim.
We partner with you to continually push the limits by combining elite seed genetics, local infield knowledge, along with customer service second to none.
We are with you from the word go. Contact Mark Van Tiger, Gary Dinkla, Nick Knutson, or John Becker to partner with a team that puts your business needs first.
Just when you think he's Mr. Perfect, he wakes up and proves me wrong. You can't charge a junk battery. Look here, mister. Replace it. I called Atlantic Egg and Auto, gave them make and model, and they have a new battery waiting at the counter. Go. Go now. Here's a Mr. Pibb and peanut M&Ms to tide you over so you don't have to make any stops. Atlantic and Audubon Egg and Auto, your only locally owned CarQuest retail stores. Your go-to for batteries, parts, and sometimes fixing relationships.
Welcome back, in a 3-ball by Grant Petty. What a second half he's having, 40-30. Atlantic back within 10. Petty with 11 points in the third quarter, driving inside and laying up is going to be Sifford for Red Oak, and back up to a 12-point lead. Well, the Trojans come close, and then the Tigers, they have an answer, 42-30. A 12-point lead for Red Oak, and Sifford will shoot the free throw. So Braden Sifford with the and 1 here for the Tigers to try to put it back up by 13. That one rims out. Rebound Gigstad for Red Oak. Over to Roeder. 3:24 to go here in the third. Out top to Roeder, 42-30 Tigers. They'll kick it out to Gigstad at the top of the circle, guarded by Woodward. Hands it off to Sifford, guarded by Hudson McLaren. 3:12 to go in the third, 17 the shot clock for Sifford. He'll spin in the block, kicks it right side. Erickson for 3, can't get it to go. Rebound to Montgomery. Back out to Erickson, foul called on somebody. His bodies fly like bowling pins.
Might be on Gavin, I believe.
I think it is. So Gavin with the foul. Olya will come in for Atlantic. Gavin's third. Woodward will step out for the Trojans with 3:02 to go. Third stanza. Erickson comes out. Gigstad comes out for Red Oak. Fisher is back in. Mason Fisher is back in, and Fouts is back in the game for the Tigers off the bench.
I guess I thought he was going for the ball. I didn't know he was actually shooting there.
I'm not going to disagree. Free throw by Montgomery is up, and it is good. The 19 for Montgomery here in the ball game. And 43-30, back up to a 13-point lead. Red Oak has answers. Atlantic has made some runs at it. Both free throws good by Reese Montgomery. 44-30, now back up to 14 for the Tigers. Atlantic to the front with just under 3 to go in third quarter. Gavin McLaren, top of the circle for the Trojans. Leaves it off for Gavin McLaren. He'll take it down to Moya. Layup up, and it is good. Moya with double figures with 10. 44-32. Tigers to the front. They go low to Ethan Fouts. He'll lob it out top, and Hudson McLaren almost got the steal. The ball is loose. Back to Red Oak. Down low. Fouts. Kenny Jewell strips it. Some wild play here. The Tigers will get the ball back with 2.5 to go. Third quarter. They'll have it underneath the basket. Up 44-32 on the Seed Pros scoreboard. So the throw in by Sifford. Right side to Fouts out top to Roeder. Sifford, right baseline, guarded by Hudson McLaren. And Ethan Fouts back to Sifford. 2:20 to go third quarter. Montgomery, top of the circle. Montgomery with 20 points. Roeder for 3, got it. Roeder gets the triple for the Tigers. And they've got a bushel basket of those tonight, 47-32. Red Oaks' biggest lead at 15 right now. Atlantic with the ball in the front. Kenny Jewell takes it inside. Layup no. Rebound to Montgomery. And a foul called on the shot with under 2 to go. Third quarter. 47-32 Red Oak with the lead. Tigers with 7 3-point shots in the game. Atlantic with 1. Jewell will step to the free throw line for the first time tonight. Atlantic's only shot 4 free throws. 1 of 4. Jewell's free throw good. And Kinnick has been held down to just 3 points here in the ballgame, averaging 11 coming in. Second free throw. And it's money. He made them both. 47-34. Tigers with a 13-point lead in the ball. Across the timeline for Red Oak. Sifford over to Brett Erickson. Out top, Fisher. Ethan Fouts handles the ball back out top to Erickson. He wants that shot. Now back to Ethan Fouts with 1:40 to go in the third. Erickson delivers out top to Sifford. 13-point Tiger lead on the Seed Pro scoreboard. Here's Fouts for 3 with 10 on the shot clock, and he missed it short. Rebound, Hudson McLaren out to Kenny Jewell. He'll take it to the rim. His layup is good.
And the draws the foul, so.
Jewell with the bucket and 1. Cuts the lead to 11. He's back at the free throw line. We're talking about Kennick was held to 2 points the first half, and now he's getting some points for the Trojans with 6. And he'll shoot. Free throw is in flight, and it is no good. Rebound run down by the Tigers. Out top is Roeder. To Montgomery left wing. 47-36. Red Oaks lead is 11. A little over a minute to go here in the third quarter. Baseline. Fisher back out to Reese Montgomery. Fisher, Roeder now driving. He'll run one up, and it is no good. The rebound long to Red Oak. Montgomery gets it back. His three-point try short. Kenny Jewell snags it for Atlantic, and a foul called on a Fisher for Red Oak, and that'll be number 3 on the Tigers. Or no, 5. Yeah, 3 of the Tigers. Atlantic with 5. 59 ticks on the clock to go in the third quarter. Tigers led 18-8, 31-17 at the break. Up by 11 here, but they led as many as 15 in this quarter. 50 seconds to go, third. Kenny Jewell on the bounce at the top of the circle, guarded by Roeder. Off the screen, baseline, Hudson McLaren driving, baseline layup. Good! Great attack by Hudson McLaren.
Yeah, nice layup there with that right hand.
And the Trojans now cut the lead to single digits with 34 seconds to go. Third quarter, down 47-38. Roeder on the bounce at the top of the circle, taking his time. Shot clock at 20. Game clock at 25. Petty gives Roeder some room. Off the screen, Roeder angles left of the bounce. Back to Reese Montgomery at the elbow. Back to Roeder. Erickson at 13. A steal by Jewell. Coast to coast. Layup good. Atlantic on a run. Jewell with 8 points. 47-40. They cut the lead to 7. Erickson drives. Misses a shot. And Atlantic with momentum going into the fourth quarter. 47-40 Tigers. 15-point lead melts to 7. We're back right after these.
Olson's Outdoor Power is your one-stop service and equipment shop for all things outdoor. We sell the best power sports products in the business, from Polaris, Can-Am, Sea-Doo, and Ski-Doo, trailers to tackle any job from H&H, Triton, and Wilson, and we continue to lead the way in lawn and garden equipment with great products from Exmark, Dixie Chopper, Husqvarna, Cub Cadet, Steel, and Echo. Add factory-trained technicians in 2 locations, and it's easy to see why Olson's Outdoor Power is the leader in all things outdoor. Olson's Outdoor Power, your one-stop service and equipment shop with locations in Atlantic and Carroll.
First Windy Bank is the longest-standing locally owned bank in Atlantic, and as such, we take pride in how we serve our community. For generations, we have been involved with our customers and their families by getting involved in community events and by supporting technology and teaching financial literacy in our schools. You'll also see our support of athletics on the scoreboards at home events. It's this involvement that allows us to know our customers and their families for generations. First Windy Bank, the only bank you'll ever...
Now, back to Atlantic Trojan basketball on KS 95.7 and live streamed at westerniowatoday.com.
Welcome back to Atlantic, fourth quarter. What are we going to see here, Cody Weaver?
Well, I mean, Atlantic's going to start out with the ball, and as long as they keep the momentum going, it was 15 not too long ago, and it's 7 now. So just continue to drive and open things up, and we knew it was just a matter of time. Looks like they need to wash the floor a little bit or wipe the floor up a little bit. It was just a matter of time. I mean, Atlantic had shots. They were just not able to make them, and now they're driving. And I think it was Petty had one from the outside there. So just continue to outside and drive in and see what happens here the last 8 minutes.
Yeah, the Trojans finished that first quarter, Cody, an 8-0 run, 47-40. They overcame a 15-point deficit in that third quarter. Atlantic with the basketball out of bounds, as Cody mentioned. And the Tigers come out of a man-to-man defense, up by 7. Inbounds to Kenny Jewell. Deep in the backcourt, he'll bring it across the timeline. 8 minutes left, here we go. Jewell, bounce pass to Gavin McLaren. High and right, he'll head off to Hudson McLaren. Top of the circle to Jewell. High post, Gavin McLaren. Gavin splits the defense, lays it up and in, and a 10-0 run for Atlantic. 47-42. Gavin with the bucket. He has 8 points here in the game, or 9, I should say. Driving Sifford, he'll lay up a reverse layup and good. Sifford with a nifty shot. 49-42. Tigers back up by 7. The Save Pro scoreboard. Kenny Jewell, the front court, high and right to Hudson McLaren. Now to Gavin at the free throw line. He works high post, backs in. Muscles one up, no good. Moy with the rebound. His putback is in for the Trojans. Moy with 12. 49-44, Atlantic back within 5. Tigers in the front court. Sifford to the free throw line. Head fake drive and a foul call on Grant Petty. It looked like the unofficial call to jump.
It was a jump ball, in my opinion.
He held it, and the unofficial called a foul. 49-44 Tigers, 7-1 to go.
Jump ball. Yes. Well, yeah. Petty had a hold of it.
Oh, he did.
And the official call it was in the backcourt, so there's no way that he would have saw the front side.
Absolutely. It's his call, the unofficial. Tigers regain the ball, though. They'll have it out top to Roeder at the top of the circle, under 7 to play. Out to Erickson. Left wing. Roeder, Sifford, now Gigstad, the game left baseline. Back out top to Sifford. He'll kick it out to Roeder, top of the circle. Erickson, he'll swing it right to Gigstad, baseline. Gigstad on the move to the elbow, now across to Erickson. He'll swing it left. 12 on the shot clock for Red Oak, trying to find a shot here. Trojans great defense. 7 on the shot clock. Driving Sifford at 4 on the shot clock. He'll scoop one up at 2 on the shot clock, and he got it. Sifford with a nice move inside. And it's 51-44 Tigers. Here's Kennick the other way. Shot, no, and he's fouled. He'll get 2. So Kennick Jewell on a drive, and he was fouled in the act. Jewell with 2 points in the first half. He has 8 for the game. He has 2 free throws coming here. Atlantic down 51-44. The Seed Pro scoreboard. Free throw in flight, good. Big free throws here for Atlantic. Jewell's second attempt coming up. 86% free throw shooter. He missed, doesn't Minhoff, and he missed that one. Jinxed him. 51-45, a 6-point lead for the Tigers. Atlantic finished that third quarter an 8-0 run. Here's Sifford again. Kick out top to Gigstad. Pass over to Erickson at the top of the circle, and he loses footing. The ball gets off to Roeder at the top. He'll wing it to Gigstad, right wing. Back to Roeder, top of the circle. He'll split the defense, and he hits the deck, and a foul called on Atlantic. Just under 6 to play here in the game. 51-45. Tigers by 6 on the Seed Pro scoreboard. By your side to maximize yield from the word go. Contact John Becker, Mark Ventager, Gary Denkla, and Nick Knudsen for your Pioneer Seed needs. Here's a lift out to Erickson. Erickson top of the circle to Gigstad. Step back three in flight. Got it. Woo.
That was a deep one.
And a big one. 54-45. Gigstad with a three. Molly in the front court for Atlantic. Back out top to Jewell. Baseline Petty. He'll launch the triple. No good. Montgomery rebound for Red Oak, and he's going to charge to the other end. Erickson will finish. Molya with the steal and called for the foul. Now Molya with 4 fouls here in the game. 5:27 to play. Fourth quarter, 54-45. Tigers with the lead. Woodward will have to come in for Molya. Got to save him here. And he's had a nice game offensively, averaging 6 on the season. And Molya in the game has 8 points, 10 points, excuse me. Double figures. Inbound Sifford for the right side of the bucket. Out top to Erickson. Back to Sifford, left baseline. Guarded by Hudson McLaren. 29 on the shot clock. And Sifford for some fancy dribble. Now goes baseline Erickson. Back to Sifford. He'll dump it low to Reese Montgomery. Baseline Erickson. He'll launch up a three. No good. Rebound long. And it comes down to Sifford driving, followed by Jay. Got it. Sifford just...
It's been all Sifford here.
Yeah, it's been all Sifford. He's been huge here with 11 points in the second half.
Timeout, Coach Frank in here. Full timeout.
56-45, and we'll take it with them. As the Tigers go back up by double figures, 5:04 to play. We're back right after these.
Have you ever heard the saying, people spend their life building wealth and neglecting their health, only to wish they could trade their wealth for better health at the end? This is Dr. Fritz Beyer, and it has now been over 30 years since my first chiropractic adjustment. I still get asked, do you get adjusted? Absolutely. I try to get adjusted at least once a month. I'm 47 now and still try to stay as active as ever. While I do get a few more aches and pains than when I was younger, it feels great to be able to step on the mat and help kids learning to wrestle. Chiropractic has helped me feel young enough to do it. If staying active is part of your future plans, call 254-BODY to get your body back to the basics.
At 2nd Street Auto, it's our mission to get you back on the road fast. And it all starts with free local towing. Once you're back at the shop, we talk you through your car repair with a free and fair estimate. We do everything in-house so you know who's working on your car. Our Hercules tires come with free road hazard repair, free rotation for the life of the tires, and a free alignment check. And nobody can beat our transmission rebuild and repair experts. Brakes, tune-ups, oil changes, preventative maintenance, and service work make 2nd Street your first stop.
Welcome back to Atlantic as the Trojans calling a timeout. They'll have the basketball. 5:04 to play. And a 56-45 Tiger lead. Atlantic has cut that lead to as close here as 5 in this second half. Petty top of the circle. Out to Jewell. Jewell on the drive. Pulls up. Back to Petty. He swings it left to Hunter Nelson. He'll launch up a three. No good. Rebound Montgomery for the Tigers with 4:44 to play.
Red Oak's been tough on that board.
Yeah, Montgomery's probably got a double-double going. There's Sifford driving. Layup no. Foul called on the Trojans. And here comes Hudson McLaren back in for Atlantic with 4:33 to play. Hudson will come in for Woodward. Molly will play with 4 fouls in the last 4.5 minutes. You got to have Shelton in there. He's had a good game offensively and defensively. Always plays well. He has 12. Sifford's free throw is good. Sifford with a dozen. All in the second half. And Molya comes in. Hudson in, and Nelson and Woodward come out. 57-45, Tigers by a dozen. Trojans just couldn't quite get over the hump here yet. Free throw missed by Sifford. Atlantic to the front, Jewell high and left. Pass ahead, Petty down low. He'll put it up and in. Petty, great second half.
Well, and that was a great catch by him to control it as well, get his feet set and go back up for that bucket.
Yeah, he showed his athleticism, Cody. He's got 13. Driving Sifford baseline, he'll put it up and in. Boy, Sifford, it has just been all Sifford here, as you mentioned. 59-47 Tigers. Jewell. Hudson McLaren in the front court for Atlantic. 4 minutes left. Pass left baseline to Molia. Back out top, McLaren. Molia baseline left. McLaren swings it right to Jewell. Jewell to Petty, right baseline, and the ball popped out of his hands. Petty diving for it. Great effort by Grant Petty. 3:46 to go, and Petty really fighting here in this second half. Another timeout is called, and we'll take it with them. We're back in 60 seconds.
At Outfitters Plus in Atlantic, you'll find all the latest in custom apparel and headwear. Head to Outfitters and work with the design pros to make your customized tees, team apparel, and personalized swag for your business a reality. Whether it's fan apparel for your high school or youth sports teams, your business, or you just want to make something your own, you'll have everyone saying, "Where'd you get that?" Don't forget, Outfitters will also add your group store online to make ordering a breeze. Get personalized at Outfitters Plus Outlet Store in Atlantic. Stop by today.
And welcome back to Atlantic. 3:46 to play. Tigers up 59-47. Atlantic into that third quarter in an 8-0 run, so you know they've got it in them, Cody. They cut a 15-point deficit to 5 early in this stanza. Tigers with the basketball. They're going to slow it down as they'll bring it across the timeline with Sifford. 59-47. Sifford moves. Shot blocked by Molia. And the Tigers picking it back up, but Trojans evidently batted out of bounds. It'll be Red Oaks basketball left side of the basket. 3:32 to go. 59-47, Tigers by a dozen. Sifford inbounds. Way out top to Gigstad. He'll set, fire the three short. Rebound, Gavin McLaren. Back to Kennick Jewell. To Hudson McLaren, he'll bring it across the timeline. 3:20 to go. Hudson on the dribble left. Pulls up left wing, kick out top Jewell. Jewell head fake. Drives in, he'll finish. Good! 59-49 Atlantic within 10. Jewell with the bucket. He's really got things going in the second half.
Yeah, him and Sifford. Sifford's been inside the paint. It seems like every time we turn around and come to their end.
Speaking of Sifford, he has the ball top of the circle, under 3 to play. Jewell with 11 points, and all those coming in the second half. And you talk about Sifford, Cody. He's got 14 all the second half. And he handles the ball out top, 9 on the shot clock, spins at 8. Here's Roeder for 3 at 5 on the shot clock, missed it. And Red Oak knocks it out of bounds. It'll be Atlantic's ball. 2:37 to play. Erickson, the sharpshooter, will come in for the Tigers, and Mason Fisher goes out. 59-49. Atlantic certainly has a chance here, Cody. They've got to hit some threes and get some stops at the other end.
Yeah, I mean, on the board, Red Oaks got a lot of rebounds here in the second half.
Kennick Jewell to the front court. He'll work to the right side, drives in, down to Gavin, layup good! What a look by Kennick Jewell. 59-51. Gab McLaren on the little block with an easy layup and a great pass by Jewell. 2:17 to play. Tigers the front court. Montgomery gives the Sifford a screen. He'll take it inside.
712-207-3521 to learn more about how Oak Point Wealth Management can help you pursue your financial goals.
Welcome back to Atlantic. The Trojans hit the lead at single digits again, 59-51. There's 1:27 to go. Tigers basketball after DeVries timeout. Sifford hands off out top to Roeder. Roeder looks for a cutter, hands it off to Brett Erickson. And a steal by Kennick Jewell. He'll take it to the front. He'll lay it up, and it is no good. Sifford, he's a 38% free throw shooter, so he's struggled somewhat at that free throw line this year. But he did struggle tonight offensively. He was the man that drove this team in the second half. He makes that free throw. He has 15 points, 60-51 Tigers. Atlantic with the ball under a minute to play. Out to Hudson for 3. Baseline, no good. Rebound Hudson, back to Gavin. He'll toss up a triple. Off the back iron. Rebound Kennick Jewell. He'll take it up. Shot up. Good! He's fouled! The 2-and-1 for Kennick Jewell. 60-53, Atlantic cuts it to 7. That time Atlantic had a lot of offensive rebounds, and it paid off, and Jewell at the line, and Kennick with the 2 and 1. Kennick with 11 points in the second half. He has 13 for the game, and can make it 13 here. He's above his average of 11. Free throw in flight, and it is good. Kennick Jewell. Atlantic cuts the lead to 6, 2-possession game, 60-54, 40 seconds left, foul Trojans. Atlantic certainly has a chance here. Hudson McLaren will come in for the Trojans. Gigstad will check in as well with 40 seconds left. And Sifford back at the free throw line. Braden, the 5'10 senior.
And that was a smart foul by Petty. I mean, there's no use of wasting time. There's 40 seconds left. You need 6 points. Make a free throw here.
Braden Sifford did knock that free throw down big for Red Oak now down the stretch to make the free throws, and Sifford knocked that one in. He has 16 points for the game. Montgomery with 20, but 18 of those came in the first half. Second free throw, Sifford good. Back up to 8, 62-54. And Braden Sifford now with the 17 points. We've got a timeout called by Atlantic. And we'll take it with them. We'll be back right after this on 95.7 FM.
At Greg Young Atlantic. Our Greg Young Fresh Start program helps you hit the road with confidence, overcome credit challenges with personalized financing and a wide selection of Visit us today to find your brand new Chevy, GMC, Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, or Ram. Or check out our huge pre-owned selection at GregYoungAtlantic.com and GregYoungCDJRAtlantic.com. And to apply. Don't miss out on this incredible offer. Here at Greg Young, we go the extra mile for you.
Just when you think he's Mr. Perfect, he wakes up and proves me wrong. You can't charge a junk battery. Look here, mister. Replace it. I called Atlantic Egg and Auto, gave them make and model, and they have a new battery waiting at the counter. Go now. Here's a Mr. Pibb and peanut M&Ms to tide you over so you don't have to make any stops. Atlantic and Audubon Egg and Auto, your only locally owned CarQuest retail stores. Your go-to for batteries, parts, and sometimes fixing relationship and his hunger problems.
Welcome back to Atlantic. 62-54 Tigers on the Seed Pros scoreboard. Atlantic's basketball with 40 seconds left. Grant Petty will throw it into Kennick Jewell, a full court press. Mason, and now out to Jewell, top of the circle. Jewell baseline, Hudson McLaren on the drive, and a foul called on the Tigers. Mason, or no, that's going to be on Brett Erickson with a foul. 31 seconds left to go. Baseline, Kennick Jewell. That's the third foul on Red Oak here in the fourth quarter. Into Hunter Nelson, back out to Petty. He'll launch a deep three. It's good! Oh, man! Atlantic now within 5. 62-57. With 21 seconds to go and a foul call to the Trojans. So Red Oak will go to the free throw line here and shoot a pair with a 5-point lead. What a job by Grant Petty. 16 points for Petty.
And you watched him. I watched him warm up in the second half, and he was hitting some threes, and he hit one earlier.
He's averaging 6.3 coming in. Roeder misses the first of 2. Roeder has a 3-ball tonight for the Tigers. He has 9. 21 seconds left, 5-point lead for Red Oak on the Seed Pro scoreboard. Second free throw is short. Petty rebound for Atlantic. Here come the Trojans. 18, 17, 16. Baseline, Hudson fires a 3 at 14. No good. Ball batted out of bounds by Red Oak. 11 seconds to go. Atlantic's basketball baseline. Down by 5. Gigstad will come in to add some size, and Fisher goes out. And now Coach Franklin wants to call a timeout to...
I think it's Red Oak's timeout, but full timeout.
Thanks, Cody. Full timeout for the Tigers with 11 seconds to go. We're back in 30 seconds with more on 95.7 FM and our live video stream at westerniowatoday.com.
Stein delivers more new genetics faster. Our focus on delivering higher yielding genetics faster than the competition is why we have released more new Enlist E3 lines in the past 5 years than any other seed company. For elite genetics paired with simple, flexible, and effective weed control, plant Stein Enlist E3 soybeans. Stein has yield. 45 years of yield. Learn more at steinseed.com.
Top to Jewell. He'll fire the triple. God! Atlantic within 2. 62-60. What a job by Jewell. The Trojans within 2 points with 5 seconds to go. We're going to keep it here. Timeout, Coach Frank and Cody.
Yeah, it's it's going to be a foul right away. They're going to have to make at least one of them. If they make both of them, they can kind of steal it here with 5.6. But if they make one, we have a chance with that 3 ball again. But we're going to have to get down the court in a hurry.
5 seconds left, 62-60. What a job by the Trojans. What an effort to come back into this one. They were down by 15 at one point. And my goodness, Jewell with the 3. You got to make sure I get that marked in. Kenny Jewell was 17. Petty was 16. Gab McLaren with 11. Malia has a dozen. He fouled out. He had his best offensive game of the season for Atlantic. 5.6 seconds left, so Tigers have the basketball. Atlantic, like you said, Cody, they'll foul right away. Or maybe they just need to get a steal, too. The ball is in the backcourt of Red Oak, and they're going to take off here. Here's the throw in to Sifford. Foul called on Terrell for Atlantic with 3 seconds left. Trojans still have a chance. 62-60, Tigers with the lead. Hudson McLaren will come in for Atlantic, 3.6 seconds left. And if Sifford makes both of these, this thing is over. It's really going to be tough for the Trojans. They're going to get the ball down court in a hurry if they get the rebound. But Sifford has a pair here. He's had a tremendous second half. And Sifford, the 5'10 senior, calmly puts it up and in. Sifford now with 18 points for the Tigers. 63-60 Red Oak. This one will salt it away for the Tigers if he can make this one. And the free throw is on the way, and it is good. 19 for Sifford. Here's Jewell for Atlantic. Baseline, Nelson at the buzzer, no good. And that's it. What a game. And Sifford kind of willed this team in the second half with 19
he was
points.
Tough all second half. I mean, especially inside the paint there. And then when it came time for the free throws, he capitalized on almost every free throw that he could.
Really a great game, and what a great comeback for the Trojans, Cody. We'll talk all about that here coming up on a post-game show. Again, the final was 64-60. And the Tigers with the win here over Atlantic. Our post-game brought to you by Olson's BP and Olson's Fuel, your home for the great Godfather's Pizza. Back right after this.
Is your New Year's resolution to save money? Are you hungry for a slice of greatness? Godfather's Pizza, located right here at Olson's BP in Atlantic, has a deal that you can't refuse all January long. Right now, order any large pizza and you'll get half off any delicious side. Don't wait, this offer is only good through the end of January, and it's one side per order. Swing by Olson's BP in Atlantic and make sure your next meal doesn't break the bank. Godfather's Pizza and Olson's BP in Atlantic, the keep you going store.
Welcome back as the Trojans make a run out at the end. They had an 8-0 run at the end of the third quarter, and they fall short 64-60, to the Red Oak Tigers tonight. Let's take a look at some of the scoring here. Kenny Jewell, what a game he had. He had 2 points in the first half. Second half, Jewell with 3, had 13. I have him for 16 points here for the ball game. That's unofficial for Kenny Jewell here in the ball game. And how about Grant Petty? What a game he played. All second half points. He had 16. Petty did all in the second half. Also for Atlantic, Gavin McLaren, he finished up with the 11 points for Atlantic. So we'll see if those add up, as there was a lot of action going on there in that second half. And again, 3 players in double figures for the Trojans unofficially. Kenny Jewell and Grant Petty with 16. Gab McLaren with 11 points. and Shelton Wally with 12, in fact 4 in double figures for Atlantic here in the ball game. And we'll get to Red Oak scores, but first we'll hear this from our post-game sponsor, Cass Health, neighbors caring for neighbors.
5-0.
Welcome back. Here in the post-game show brought to you by Cass Health, neighbors caring for neighbors, 64-60. Red Oak with a win over Atlantic tonight. Cody, your thoughts on this? Really a good basketball game.
It was a good game. I mean, I feel bad for Atlantic. They just couldn't get hardly any offense going in that first half. The second half, they came out and really tightened it up. And then, Red Oak gets some rebounds and going back the other direction, but we were actually able to get some offense going in this second half. It just wasn't enough.
Taking a look at the scoring, first of all, take a look at Red Oak. They were led by Reese Montgomery with 20, but he had just 2 in the second half. He led the way with 18 in the first half for the Tigers. Braden Sifford with 19 for Red Oak, and all 19 in the second half. He just took over the game. Carson Roeder, the point guard, had 9, and Brett Erickson had really 2 key 3-point shots in that first half because Atlantic was making some runs. And he would answer with those deep balls, and he had 2 in the first half. He had 1 3-point shot in the second for 9 points. And then 6 points from Atlantic Gigstad. And Ethan Fouts went 1 for 2 from the line for 1. They're 64 for the Red Oak Tigers. When you look at Atlantic scoring, Trojans got some offense tonight from some guys that don't normally do it.
Yeah, Molia had a really good night, especially the first half. And, Jewel had a decent game, but Petty, to me, especially in the second half, he had some threes. He had some inside work off the glass. And, Gavin McLaren, he's just a big body in there. And he scores as well, uses that body when he gets inside the paint, goes reverse direction for layups, and took all of them tonight just to keep it close.
Final score 64-60. We're going to hang in here for a little bit to see if we can talk to Atlantic head coach Dalton Franken. We're back right after these.
0.7 is KSWI Atlantic, a proud part of Meredith Communications. KS 95.7.
Get ready for a fresh start at Greg Young Atlantic. Our Greg Young Fresh Start program helps you hit the road with confidence, overcome credit challenges with personalized financing, and a wide selection of great vehicles. Visit us today to find your brand new Chevy, GMC, Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, or Ram, or check out our huge pre-owned selection at GregYoungAtlantic.com and GregYoungCDJRAtlantic.com. And to apply. Don't miss out on this incredible offer. Here at Greg Young, we go the extra mile for you.
Atlantic postgame show brought to you by Cass Health, neighbors caring for neighbors. Atlantic head coach Dalton Franken will join us here in just a moment. What a comeback for the Trojans tonight. Just about did it there at the end, 64-60 the final, but just a tremendous effort by Atlantic. And we're joined by Atlantic head coach Dalton Franken here. And boy, coach, what a effort here in the second half, down by as many as 15, I think, at one point. Second half, you end the third quarter on an 8-0 run, and we just about did it. What can you say?
Yeah, obviously the boys fought till the end there. We're a team that lacks consistency. We're good in spurts, and then we're bad in spurts, and we don't have right now. We don't have 5 guys making consistent winning plays. Stringing together winning possessions. Okay, we have 2 or 3 at a time doing some good stuff, and then we have 2 guys that let it down. But we just have to. I got to continue to work on rotations, and we got to continue to. We got to be better in practice too. Our practices are up and down like we play every Tuesday and Friday night. So we got to be better in practice. That starts with me. Our ball screen defense was terrible tonight, and we got to get better in that. And that's all on me. So. The credit to the boys, they fought till the end there, but we dug ourselves in too big of a hole, and we have to be more consistent. We have to get more consistent play at all 5 positions for 32 minutes instead of, 8 to 10 minutes per game. So
totally understand, Coach. And as far as the offense, you did get some scoring. Grant Petty had a big second half, and Shelton Molia finished with a dozen too tonight.
Yeah, I thought Sheldon came out, and actually he was our go-to guy offensively there in the first quarter. We were struggling, so credit to Sheldon coming out and being aggressive. We've asked him to do that, so I was glad to see him answer the bell tonight. We were just stagnant coming out offensively, and defensively, I thought we were good. We just couldn't get a dang rebound. I don't even want to know how many offensive rebounds we gave up, but Sheldon played well tonight. Was proud of him.
Well, Coach, you have some time. Questing on Monday nights. That's your next opponent on the road. Talk about them.
Yep, we got to go on the road and find a way to get one. It's just as simple as that. There's nothing else I can say. We need to win frickin' bad, and these next 3 days of practice each day is the most important day of our season in practice here. The next 3 days, and we got to find a way to get a win. That's all it comes down to.
Well, Coach, thanks for stopping by. We appreciate it. Hey, we'll see you Monday in Creston.
Sounds good. Thanks, Tom.
You bet. Dalton Franken, head coach of the Atlantic Trojans, here on our postgame show, brought to you by Cass Health. Their neighbors caring for neighbors. Thanks for Dalton for stopping by here. And again, just wanting to see a little more consistency here. Cody Weaver and but still really a good second half effort by this basketball team. And like we mentioned, we saw some scoring from Grant Petty and also Shelton Molia in that second half for Petty, especially. What a second half he had.
Yeah, he did. I mean, like I said, some of it was inside and some of it was outside shooting. They battled all the way to the end. And I like Coach Franken, when he says, we have good spurts and bad spurts.
Yeah.
And we see that in the scoreboard. And rebounding, we talked about Red Oak getting a lot of the rebounds there in the second half. And, you can close it up within 5, then they stretch it back out to 12. Then you close it back up, and they're shooting threes or, running inside the paint, and we're scoring with them twos. But in the first half, they were scoring threes and we were scoring twos, or not scoring at all.
Final score is 64-60. Tigers with the win on the boys' side. The girls' side, Atlantic picks up a 60-23 win over Red Oak. So a split tonight. The girls win and the boys fall short. Cody, thanks a bunch. Big thanks to you here this evening. Again, the boys game, Red Oak wins 64-60, and the girls game, Atlantic comes up with a win 60-23. Trojans at Trainer on Thursday night. Atlantic boys will be at Creston with the girls on Monday night, and we'll have wrestling on Thursday night. Atlantic will host Glenwood and Clinton. Both girls and boys wrestling coming up on Thursday. For Cody Weaver, I'm Tom Robinson. Thank you for joining us here in our next broadcast coming up on Thursday.